Good evening, guys. Welcome back. We got more College Apex here in just a little bit, but for now, we're still waiting for these folks and legends to get in the lobby. Albeit, I will say, taking a look at the lobby to my left, seems just about everybody has arrived. It is ECAC Semifinals. So for those who don't know, ECAC is one of the 4 leagues that competes in Apex all year long, and we have reached the pinnacle of their competition as well, right? Today in particular, 8 teams are going to go through, what, 6 games? 6 games, 8 teams qualify. They'll join the rest for a match point final this upcoming Monday. So, we got to settle the last remnants, the last little bit of the competition, the last potential faces that will be a part of it. Atmosai, Not Koryu, Enlightened, Ivy, and 2-3, welcome back. Are we turnt yet? I don't know if I'm gonna be turnt today. I am feeling it in many ways, but I will say I'm curious. Timer's right. We'll throw the timer on. All right. 2 hours, 23 minutes, or 25 hours, 23 minutes. That's crazy. How you guys been? How y'all doing? I'll talk about the teams in a second, but we've definitely got some time here. And so until I start to see that game run, which should be in about a minute or so, I'm just hanging. I just got B-dubs and paid $11 for 3 mott sticks. Oh, Magic Trickster, I'm so sorry, man. That's worse than getting cold mott sticks. They scammed my ass. They probably didn't scam you. They just forgot. Or worse, whoever delivered it, I assume maybe you delivered it. If it's $11, it's got to be delivery. There's no way you paid $11 for just straight up mods. If it's delivery, someone stole that shit. What's up, Tharquisha? I can't believe you're over there. Hello, Thar. What even is that? I don't even know what you just sent me. Chargeback method? Do not charge back. That is a quick recipe to getting your card blocked and your bank no longer providing credit. What up, 2-3? How you doing? You asked me if I was turned. I don't know. I'm about to turn this stream around. It was delivered. Thought like I'd get a dozen. Max you get from B-dubs in my time's about 6. Not at work. 2-3, you tune into the... You know what? I'll let ECAC speak for itself. One thing I will note, though, is that 12 teams have already qualified for finals. That is the 2 best teams from each of the individual lobbies. So there are 6 separate lobbies in ECAC. The 2 best teams have been taken out of the competition. They do not have to play through semifinals. So this is closer to a LCQ, honestly. There is still 20 phenomenal squads that make up the rest of the competition that you will see today. These are the 20 next best teams behind that 12, but only 8 can move. What is up, Schmalls? By the way, Tharquisha, thank you so much for the rose. I gotta switch this over. I just realized that's why it's not showing up. There you go. I fixed that. We are so niche. No, you ain't niche. Actually, TikTok chat was popping off yesterday. Bethany is running this lobby, someone said. Tharquisha, thank you for the rose. Look at that, right there. It's pretty. Look, I can wear it. How come ECAC is streaming Siege? So ECAC hosts multiple games on Mondays, as well as Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and I assume even the weekend maybe. Either way, Apex is not the only game that EC's got. Yo! Grap! Thank you so much! One nice little sub there. Where's my Grap? My Graposaurus Rex. Oh, right there. All right. Let me fill this out. Wish you were watching our lobby yesterday. I had a lot of faith. A lot of love and faith in the William and Mary squad. You guys didn't do too bad. You weren't the top of the lobby, but you were pretty good. Boop, boop, boop. Catching up on Grap there. Zeph, do you ever just like stream? On my birthday I did for fun. For fun I just did an Apex stream. You missed it. But majority of the time, no. And even this upcoming week, as we're going to start to tune away from college, I'm probably just going to start covering Pro League scrims. I mean, I don't think. Birthday stream was fire. Birthday stream was pretty fire. But you're streaming now. Like, you're streaming now, but do you stream? If you're talking about a heavy flow, I do stream a little bit. Just about every day, maybe 3-4 times a day. Sometimes more if I drink a lot of water. I'd say I'm pretty healthy. When was your birthday? 2-3, my birthday was March 27th. And so I had a little birthday stream. Okay, but you're streaming now, though, right? No, I handled that just a little bit before. Do you guys have a list of collegiate people in Pro League? I am curious. Off the top of my head, no. But there's quite a few. Happy belated birthday. How old are you? I just turned 25. Is my 21st. Johnny, hydrate. I'll go grab a little bottle. 1 second. Let me go grab youngin'. I am pretty young. 25 years old. 25 and spry. I don't know if you could hear that. Here we go. Hello. Oh, my microphone got. Unk, unk, unk. I'm 19, so he's unk. Yeah, no. 2-3, you're not going to get anywhere with that. There's no chance you get anywhere with that defense. To these children, we are unks. The crazy thing is Schmalz is literally only 1 year younger than me, and not even a year. He's like a couple of months younger than me, and he still calls me unk. Johnny, here you go. Happy belated birthday, Gravity. Hey, Grav. It's been a while. Bro, why are we calling me out? Because you deserve to get called out. You've earned the right. I'm 23. I call Zeph unk. See, I think it's just they don't actually believe I'm unk. I think it's just like a cool thing to do, you know? Like the kids are out here calling people unk. I think that's you know, that's just the name of the game. I'm changing the font so I can read this better for me. There we go. But hey, as a 25-year-old, I feel just like a 22-year-old. So that probably doesn't say a lot of good. An unk gotta be the pillar of MNSU. That's true. Someone's got to lead those NMS, Minnesota. Someone's got to lead Minnesota State. Not Koryu. Great as always. Great as always. You just want to hear me say that double down. Who you think takes first today? Well, all right. Let's take a look at our lobby. Because we've got UL Apex Red, CMU Eagles, Bethany Bison. That's a great roster. Kaiser University Academy, the main Kaiser roster, is out of the picture. Fuel Esports Apex, Semo Apex, St. Ambrose Esports, UNK Lopper, Anna Maria College Apex Varsity, Roosevelt Lakes, MSU Maroon, okay, IUI Varsity Jaguars, ALC, MSJ Lions, Morvarian Cyberhounds, CUW Apex, Penn State Apex White, UMT Maroon, and Trine Apex Blue. Honestly, this is a tough one for me even. A lot of these squads, the hard part with ECAC is just so many of these teams play so little Apex. You know what I mean? Because, like, they go through a very, very quick split where only the top 20 out of 120 teams, or sorry, 60 teams, get to move on to playoffs, and the majority of which do not play in Octane, they do not play in NECC, and most of the time are not scrimming when they get the chance, which I don't even think they do scrim. And so, ultimately, there's a lot of squads that just turn into cannon fodder for your top 2 or 3 in the lobby every single match day. And then when we've gotten to here where there are a couple squads that I recognize between UL Apex from Louisiana, Bethany Bison, Fuel Esports, etc., this is their chance to show off, but it's realistically the first time we'll see any one of these squads probably look good, actually get to take a bit of a cake away instead of getting early out. Hold on, I'm checking the pings. I got a 5 ECAC pings. Might have a technical issue. All right. Now, it is a 5-minute delay today. I apologize for that. That does mean for whatever chance that we do get to see, it's going to take some time. Wait, this is what? Brayden! Welcome to the stream, Brayden. This is College Apex Legends. That's right. You've got real college teams, real college players, and yes, real Apex Legends. They compete across several leagues in a standard ALGS format. If you've watched ALGS, it's about the same thing. No freaking way. Yeah, that's right, Brayden. There are 4 separate leagues you can participate in. What would fake Apex Legends be? That one Chinese ripoff that was going around here about 2 years ago. I don't know if anyone ever saw it, but it looked exactly like Apex Legends. It was made for the phone after the main mobile Apex Legends game didn't pop off. Is there any chance Southern Mississippi does not win finals for ECAC, though? Yeah, I mean, there's very much a chance. Is this D1 or what? Brayden, that's a good question. Now, remember, most esports are not under the same NCAA standards, right? So there are D1 universities, but there is not the same consideration for the separation of teams for universities that play esports, because here's the truth. Most D1 universities do not offer fantastic esports programs, and sometimes it's your smaller D2 or D3 that have better esports competitors. It really depends. If you were here yesterday, we were watching Alabama, University of Texas, Texas A&M. Those were a lot of the schools that were playing. A little Carolina Blues was there. I'm trying to think who else. Who's some other fun names that you'd recognize from the D1 sphere? Granted, those weren't the teams that walked away with the lead. It was Sac State Esports. I don't even know who Sac State, what tier that is. That's so lit. It's true. Does Duke have an Apex team? I don't know. I don't think so. Hey, yeah, Johnny's right. University of Houston was there yesterday. That was the primary University of Houston roster. They were competing. Penn State is massive. So if you're looking for a D1 school that'll be competing today, Penn State is here, albeit it is not their primary team. This is their JV, if you want to call them that. It's their junior squad. Penn State Apex Blue is the team that I believe has already qualified for finals. That's right, only 8 teams get to qualify from this lobby. So we're sifting through the dirt, we're sifting through the dirge. We're going to find the diamonds that'll represent here to finish out our top 20 next Monday. But before that, we've got 6 matches. We will be starting off on E-District. Might as well switch over and show you guys the drops while we've got a chance. And why not get a little prediction going? Here we go. Over under, let's do 6.0 quality score, because I just don't know. Here you guys go. 2 minutes on the board. Get that in while you have a chance if you want to. Today we're having just a little bit of fun. Granted, okay, I was about to say, those drops are not popping up. Taking a look at this map, I mean, there's not a lot to say. UMT Maroon Apex and MSJ Lions are here in Humbert and Old Town. Usually that is a fight that we see at the beginning of these games. But because it's ECAC, I would not be surprised if these teams just aren't quite as aggressive. Bethany Bison and Kaiser University, those are some of the 2 best rosters, and CUW Apex. All 3 of them will be starting off in the bottom left. There's Fuel Esports in the slums. Not a great start for them in terms of a POI, but hey, they can pop on over to eBank pretty quickly with UNK Lopper there. Penn State's over in Riverside if you love the D1 options, and there are plenty of other teams here. Damn for University of Louisiana, Apex Red. What's up, Sinatra? Welcome. Welcome, 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 Sinatra. I know you didn't say hydrate, but Zephyr's going to take a little hydrate because you're feeling a little dry. Very nice, very nice. 46 seconds on the prediction. Get those bets in. Get those bets in while you have a chance. All right. Well, without further ado here, we're about 20 seconds till we jump into our very first game of the day. If there's any last questions that I can answer regarding ECAC, I'm more than happy to do so, albeit I think we're just going to have to let the competition lie. A lot of these teams, they've never got the chance to shine because they're usually squashed and squandered by rosters like USM. Anyone want to play ranked randoms or trash? All right, there he is above. A sure notion right here. Egara093. If anyone wants to play ranked with Edgar, get in contact. Okay? Darkwisha, thank you so much for the heart. It doesn't show up as well as the rose does for some reason, but hey, I'll still take the 1 cent appreciation when you get a chance. Want to play ranked randoms or trash? Yeah. Sorry, Egara. No biters. Not a single biter. All right. I'm going to switch over to in-game here. Just to point out, though, right at the beginning, we will be missing IUI Varsity Jaguars, CUW Apex, and one from UL Apex Red. That will make us start with 57 players instead of the total 60, which is a little surprising to me because about 20 minutes ago, I did see IUI Varsity and CUW Apex. Okay, there we go. Kang Heron did pop into that roster just the last second, so it should just be IUI Varsity Jaguars and UL Apex. What's up, Kanji? Kennesaw Gold. You know, who was it? Magic Trickster was talking about I should have been watching that lobby. Realistically, I should have been watching that lobby for you. Kennesaw Gold. Double wins to round out the back half of the day. You guys... you looked unstable to begin with, and I don't know what the deal was, but then out of nowhere, you simply became the best team in the lobby for semifinals. So, here's hoping we see a little bit of a Kennesaw miracle run here for semifinals, or LCQs next week. Because remember, if you tune into LCQs next weekend, only one person gets to qualify. Without further ado, after a long wait here, getting everybody set and situated, about 15 minutes, technically started at 7:10, so there's only a 5-minute delay, even though I myself am delayed by 5 minutes for competitive integrity. We're about ready to hop in to our first game of the day. Now, there is legend bands. If you are going to see that pop up, it's probably going to be the Altar or Gibraltar right on the start of the day. Hey, we had a sub that we'd never played with for all the games yesterday, so be nice. Who said I was being mean? Zephyr is as sweet as cream. I was the worst player ever yesterday, so yeah, let's not talk about the University of Buffalo. That was not the University of Buffalo. That was their twin sister, the University of Bison. Okay? There's a reason they're practically extinct, folks. Well, as Zephyr finishes up one last couple of terms, and we'll see how it goes. That's Campbellsville. Am I getting Campbellsville? Am I getting it confused? Who's on? It's Dragon's Reach. You guys are really twisting my ankle. Well, I apologize. Campbellsville, you guys struggled just as much. The reason I'm probably getting those two confused right now is because UB and Campbellsville were at the bottom of the leaderboard in both of their lobbies. UB is Dragon's Reach. That's their entire team. You know what? I know that's not the trace. Hey, Limitless Range just popped up into my brain again. Limitless Range. That's another one of those University of Buffalo players. Please don't judge Zephyr. You guys are asking him to memorize over 100 or so teams, 200 teams in total. That's like 300 players, and I only get to see him compete for so much of the year. Trickster is right, yes. Sinatra, I apologize. Getting him confused. But hey, you know, maybe that's a compliment. Maybe that's not a compliment. Either way, you're not in playoffs anymore. LCQs are over for you. And that's it. So, memorization be damned. We'll tune in next year. For MSJ Lions, I was making questions about whether or not we would see this Old Town Humbert fighting. Well, seems like they do want to trespass upon the territory here. MSJ, quite a separation on a UMT, but Nice charge rifle shot will at least find pressure there, but Fire Hazard with a knock of their own. The Gibraltar bubble to cross. I don't know if we'll see Anthony or Sims get to put themselves back together. A couple of gas traps will slow the MSJ lines out, but I love the fact that they've got that quick rotate on the side. Another full knock and a swing of the PK. Sadly, we're just not finding the shots we need. We're down to a 1v1 here. Trade for trade, and even as good as that Prowler is, cannot find success here for the UMT Maroon roster. They will defend in the Humbert, even though they went down first. These comps are concerning. Well, some of them are. I will say Trine Apex Blue. This is a fairly standard composition. Rays, though, still shot in the side from none other than Floofers. Could continue to swing this into the corner for the CMU Eagles if they want to go for the full thirst around it. Bubble down for X-Ray. And Trine Apex, they do not have... Well, no, they actually do have the same utility to pull this one off. Both teams are going to be able to get that reset on the board here. Floofers from up above. This time around, not quite the take on the flank. Instead, a couple of missile strikes, and AJ to Y going to send themselves up to the high ground here as Trine Apex pulls for heals on the interior. Again, bubble down, CMU Eagles. You may call them clowns, but they're here for another quick revive. We are back in the picture for Floofers, and with those shield cells already coming back, the Eagles, well, they could soar however they feel. Granted, that was the portal utilized. So, if you want to make a long-range extension with that Wraith port here in a little bit, I'll tell you what, probably not going to be available. AJ already popping out, and CMU Eagles, they've taken towards the bridge. That's going to be their survivability for now. Get them across, get them away, and hopefully somewhere in the city hall will be where they call home. Instead, 41 damage, couple of beams from afar. The 45 has a 2x on it. You know what? Maybe it's going to pay dividends from this far away right now. So far, no. You might as well just close the distance. Oh. Hemlock for the breach charge, a turnaround for the CMU Eagles. Maybe they're going to try to ego this one out. They felt the shots to begin with, but just as quickly as we analyze it, is just as quickly as Trine Apex Blue will be taking that altar port back. Instead, Bethany Bison, the team that everyone is expecting to win this lobby in first place today, Awazzy, TK Bird, and Mystic for this crew. A little fadeaway Shaboogaloo there for Awazzy. Instead, PK shots and over towards the sideline. It is AWPE. This is the Army West Point, for those who don't know what that stands for. That's right. Hoorah! Well, bubble down for the Bisons here, up on high ground, a bubble against them, and it is the Army West Point with a loss of 1 almost entirely there. 50 health remaining on Wizard as the cells are stuck. Instead, EMP bubble down, and the hard-like glass broken means that you can still find pressure on the white there. IUI Varsity Jaguars will lose themselves to Arizona Green Tea with Ginseng. Instead, Bethany Bison really taking their time. A nice breach charge there against the hard light glass, and that'll be the new influence of this AR here. It is the fadeaway for Awazzy to find Wizard finally out. TK Bird unable to get that dome down before it mattered most. Instead, Army West Point now lead the fight. PK for PK, one last push, finally a 99, and one of the first teams eliminated is going to be the Bethany Bisons. This is your chance to catch up. Honestly, I just wasn't feeling it. Wasn't the type of play that looked great. UMT Maroon, sadly, they're the type of players that don't look any better right now. Couple of double knocks right off the bat here. It is going to be a 1v1. Bean Chili is still sitting on just a tick of health there. Has to be careful, but I do like that shield swap. Evens it up against Anthony Lunar here, or Anatoly. Still, Bean Chili doesn't know that that gas trap is right around the corner, and even still, not taking the time to heal this one out. Had the chance to get the full health reset, and just as quickly as they peak is just as fast as they fall down. A little altar. All right, I prefer that. Field Esports do have that altar teleport, and honestly, they've got a pretty close take on that next zone towards Humbert Labs here, so I like the fact that they don't go for the full commit. Being Chile made one college try there, realized they were out of their depth, and, well, a quick alter reset doesn't hurt anybody. 2 members back up here in the Old Town. It's not going to be in zone, but because they are in the proximity there, I like it. St. Ambrose Esports, they're going to control that southern half of Humbert Labs. Still, quite a bit of time here for the rest to get inside. Angelo, I don't believe we've ever met, and if we have, I apologize. Thank you for the rose, Angelo. UL has a haul to get to zone. I like that. You're more witty than I am. Ooh, AJ might just die to straight up zone there if it wasn't for the fact that they were already sticking on the Medi. CMU Eagles, though, still trying to chase this one out, and AJ for trying Apex Blue. Final remaining member here has got the infinite batteries. I don't know how much white health they've got because 41 seconds to go, and they're still hot on your tail. A Mozambique, and that's just a little bit of the blue health there. 17, Flufords is still knocked back. AJ, sadly, you're taking too much time. Wants to try for the full thirst, but will only find a complete elimination. That's it for Apex Shrine, and I don't know. By the way, Raquaz, good to see you. Who do you think is winning LCQ? I think Sac State Esports will win LCQ, and if they don't, Kennesaw Gold. Simple answers, but they really are the best of the best in those 2 lobbies. Dark Horse, maybe West Virginia Wesleyan. Not trust we win those. William & Mary's my number 4 pick. I'm kind of going down the list here. I like Kennesaw, and I like Kennesaw. I like Sac State. I like West Virginia. I like William & Mary, but it is match point. You're going to have to get those points out there and deliver a dub to go with it. 15 squads remaining. Kaiser University Academy has got to join their sister squad in finals here. For now, little assist on that vert nade. St. Ambrose Esports, we talked about how early they were in this zone, and that actually allows them to at least get this altar portal for hopeful resets ahead. Ending in 4 games, trust. That's true. Indiana was playing great yesterday, almost won the whole lobby. Indiana's also pretty darn good. I will say, I do find Indiana a bit weak when it comes to high-pressure 3v3 fights, okay? So I can't go full support for the Hoosiers on taking the dub. They are right there. They are in that top 5, but they've had a lot of weakness on the fighting throughout this entire semester, okay? Now, you've seen CMU Eagles hold off on the edge of zone here. Now, they're held out by the Missouri State roster. The Maroon team, they've got a little bit of a high ground play there, but that portal from the Wraith should get them out of Dodge. Anna Maria College. Okay. 2X wingman here, finding a little bit of a crack. If only the extra shots would also represent. Now, we did get a little peek on the drop down to the low ground. UNK Lopper, they might be looking for the full wipe. But instead, Anna Maria, double perps. It's a good start here. UNK Lopper, though, seeing that drop does get to take advantage of the little height disparities. I don't like that defensive bombardment. It's not going to find anything. It might allow them to step up a little bit closer, which is what Anna Maria does take advantage of, but you've got to get right into the paint here. 8 bullets in the alternator, and none of them matter for Ghost. UNK Lopper even higher than high ground, right on the top of the building. We'll take a trade 1. Bacon Bunny, no more successful than the rest here, and it is 1 remaining for the UNK Lopper team. Anna Maria, they got a 2v1 situation in Pesky. No tactical means no survivability. Nice reset on the edge of zone, and that will be it. Does look like we did say goodbye to CMU Eagles. We're not able to get into zone. No. I will point out that the kill feed is still bugged right now in Apex, so we are going to miss a few teams if they get knocked out, just because we can't track them. Also, I do want to confirm that CUW Apex is still alive. They're just out there towards the west. I'm very excited to watch Saturday, guys. I mean, I really am. I love Match Point. We honestly don't get to see Match Point enough. I think it is the most hype spectator option to watch. And then on top of it, I think it challenges not only your ability to put up good points, but also to capitalize on high stress, huge situations, become adaptable, and play for the dub. And honestly, there's only one thing that really matters to me in a battle royale, and it is winning a game. I think match point, there have been some times in the past, we've seen a couple of endings where things just go and there's suddenly 13, 14 squads in match point and it gets a little hazy. But a lot of the time, it does represent quite well. I swear, how ALC always alive? Well, Aces, I think they just didn't take their time on the edge of zone. West Point, though, they might be finding ALC caught out here. There's the defensive bombardment against them. And West Point, they will pressure them back on the edge there. One knock on to Marine. And, well, I mean, West Point versus the Marines, what's the difference? ALC here, they'll take that burn of zone completely in tow. And I would have liked to see West Point be a little bit more aggressive, hold them out. But instead, the zone does the entire job for them. They have the lowest amount of kills in all of ECAC. Hey. You know, when I first started coaching Texas A&M and we were a pseudo non-fighting squad, playing your macro was definitely a way to get into these late finals, all right? Remember, kills are one thing, but placement are another. Teams like ALC, they take advantage of that notion. They get to zone, which they were very close to doing so, and while they can't fight, a lot of the time when they make a good macro choice, as you've noticed already in this lobby, there are 11 squads left. What's up with the messed up kill feed not showing when teams die? It's just an Apex thing. Sadly, there's really no, there's nothing we can do about it right now. It'll probably get fixed with the spectator as we get more close to Pro League, but granted, Pro League start is going to be right on the tail end of most of our competitions. Hopefully for LAN, we're in a good position there. You know, I'm so sad I won't be at San Antonio. I mean, I have a lovely gig. I'm very excited to go to my other gig. It just sucks to watch an entire league for the all year long. All year, watch one entire league and just can't watch finals. I won't be there to watch finals in San Antonio, especially as someone who's only about 2-3 hours away and who was also invited to cast it. I can't. Most of our teams are in here. There are a couple that are still lagging towards the northern side. Missouri State, I would not count them as one. Instead, they are playing gatekeeper to our late rotating teams. You can see Kuryagi already at least with one punishment there. CUW Apex, they're going to try and fight their way in. There's that defensive bombardment already dropped from G3, or Get Good, my apologies, as I've just read that appropriately. Kraber in the hands of 0.5 TTK, and one good peek against the Missouri State roster could be enough to hold them back. Arcstar's out, and there's a lot of space to work with. Suarez, thank you for the subscription. We're up to a 5-month streak, and here's a little hydrate just for you, free of charge. I like the push from Missouri State. Able to catch him out there, as that's even Potato taking advantage of that conduit reset. Sadly for Missouri, they lose the first trade, but Potato's there for the full set recovery. Good. Knocked out, and honestly, might have to take a little bit of the mantra in their own name. Penn State and West Point, southern side of zone. They are the only two teams that will be allowed to play this final end zone now, and with 9 squads remaining in the entirety of Humbert, where most of these squads currently call home, this is tough. Is this custom? Handy Mandy, I appreciate the lessons you taught me as a child when it comes to holding a flashlight the correct way, but sadly, no. This is a official collegiate competition with real colleges and, of course, real stakes on the line. PD's going to win this as a solo. I love a little UL Apex Red. Getting to top 8 already is a pretty good spot. And honestly, if you see most of these teams move out in the zone quickly here, PD could survive towards some nice placement, maybe even a top 5 finish if he wraps it pretty slow there, Ivy, from inside. Well, PD will take his time down below. UMT Maroon Apex. They're going to hold on to the high ground of Humbert for as long as they can. They got a little bit of the wrap from the center there of Anna Maria. Probably going to look to continue complete pushing this out here. I will point out that there's the full send. West Point, they'll find at least a knock of one. Big beams back onto Wizard. Flesh found again, and from up on high, it's going to be Nike Mai with another full drop there. Does get sniped away from Jaxia, and honestly, West Point, They get shot from the other angle. Missouri State, they hear the trades and they take advantage here. A couple full crawls away. Missouri State have just booked themselves a ticket to the best piece of zone. We need a counter. There's a lot of similar questions, but hey, they're new viewers. I'm not going to be upset at it. End of the day, this is the first time seeing what they're seeing, and I think I should host some custom lobbies just for fun. I think people would really, really enjoy it if it meant just doing a little custom, getting everybody involved, and finally being able to say, yes, this is a custom lobby, please join. Kaiser University, they'll find Penn State with nowhere to go and deliver themselves to their graves. Kaiser University Academy and Missouri State, these are your final two teams. There is one rat here, but I don't really think there's much to be said. Kaiser University, not super great, and there's going to be a battery alongside it to get themselves healthy. Missouri State still has the better of the two polls here. Granted, a little fence line again, 40-60 the minute they peek out. Missouri State are just constantly pressuring this roster. Potato, take your time, switch out to the Hemlock, doesn't have that infinite ammo. One saving grace is the fact that Penn State does set themselves just below Missouri State. Pretty sure you owe us a tournament. I have a tournament coming up. I just have to decide on the weekend date. I'm currently at odds with myself on it because if I make it a one-day tournament, here's my thing. Do you guys want the solo queue tournament to be a one-day tournament, or do you want it to be a two-day tournament? If it's one day, I can do it sooner. If it's 2-day, we have to do it at the end of April. 1 day? All right. I'm going to make it a lot of games, though, too. If it's a one-day tournament, I'm going to make it at least 8 or so games, minimum. Hey, Penn State, they're not going to get the jump on anybody here. Instead, 460, again, pressured back. A little bit of a good trade there against Missouri State, but this is straight mano-y-mano. We're talking arenas back again here in Apex Legends. They're going to try to play this one right around the bend there of the corner, allowing Missouri State to step on up. One knockdown, even if it doesn't show up in the kill feed, and that's a numbers advantage. Missouri State, a quick ascension here to the lifts above, and with another knock found, it's a 1v3. The EMP bubble, though, will slow the full assault here as Potato is taken away because of the safety. The zone is pushing, and it is up to Ursa Twan from Kaiser University Academy to win the 1v1. The corner is a great ping there. Kaiser University, I mean, that conduit didn't even shoot back. Talk about an investment that got shot. What's up, Lucky, by the way? Welcome. Anyone want a better player in this lobby instead of pro teams not playing? Yeah. They lost a 1v3. Yeah, that's tough. Granted, we didn't get to see what was happening up top there. I did my big one, 460, Ursa Twan. Early knock in the beginning. Ursa Twan helps finish the job up there in the bubble, and then in the end, just lost the straight 1v1. A shout out to that Gibraltar, I will say. I think that defensive bombardment, that bubble play, that's the difference. Had that not happened, we were talking about a complete wipe against that roster. A lot of people, they tell me to take the slow heals or the slow heals on the Gibby. I don't think people really realize how oppressive that EMP bubble can be when you have the opportunity to stop an entire team from rushing you in the paint. Now, Kaiser University Academy, they are the winners, benefactors, and deliverers of our first game here on E-District. 15 KP and 27 points. I asked you guys over under 6.0. Answer was under, and most of you guys found easy money in that prediction. 90% of you picked the under here. Missouri State Maroon, 19 points with 10 KP, and hey, even UMT Maroon, we got a little taste of them there in the final before they were wiped out by Missouri. 8 KP and a 12-point finish. 9 points on 9, and hey, Doya, thank you so much for the following. Hello, Naxlo. I apologize, by the way, about the slow message you're reading today. I'm just warming up. Gibraltar will be banned. So whatever benefit we talk about with the EMP dome, whether it be, of course, the defensive bombardment, the triple stack there, no longer available. This is not something particularly unusual, but it does allow a lot of safety when we talk about things like the altar slipping through, the new race with the portal plays, also still on the map. Granted, that was going to be a guarantee for anybody. All right, let's do another prediction. Not gonna lie, Healing Dome kind of slept on. Healing Dome is good, but I really like EMP Dome because unless one of your teammates is willing to tank 40 damage and run straight into the dome, I mean, it's just good. Last minute EMP Dome, I mean, you just saw how it saved Kaiser University's life there. They lost 2, and that dome alone allowed them to play not only a future bubble fight, but also additionally, come here. You could sit in my lap. That's okay. No? You want to sit on the floor? No, he wants to sit on the floor. That's fine. All right, Kaiser University 15. Let's make it 6.5. Kaiser University Academy 6.5. All right. I know you guys like to get your points in. Here you go. That's why we run Maggie. Maggie is a phenomenal pickup because of not only the Gibraltar, but also the high preference towards Newcastle still. And yes, the Watson definitely having its place, but I would say more so the Rampart that does come alive once we see the Watson banned out, right? Because it is a high priority controller. There are still some players that do like to play the Rampart in competitive. That has definitely been countered many a time by that Mad Maggie in some of the games we've seen. I love it. You put wall defense down, Mad Maggie counters. Probably one of the most fun counters in the game. All right. Well, with our game starting, let's jump back into E-District one last time. It is 2-2-2 tonight. We will be on E-District, but before we pop on over to Olympus and Storm Point, we gotta see what the Dark City's all about here. It's not very dark. I suck, so I'm always one-face tanking that shit with ease. That's why you gotta move. All right, that's the Zephyrcast coaching assessment. You're not quite moving enough. A little water bottle for the Zephyrcast. 37 seconds left. Oh my gosh. Someone put 10 points on the under, and someone put 4,000 points on the over. That's insane. Suarez might be able to win 4,000 points here if they go down. How is this tournament different from the Octane, and how do you join this tournament? Modo, the difference between this and Octane is it's a different league, right? It is the same teams can participate, but they are hosted by different entities. So Octane and ECAC are not the same organization. They play on different days during the week for competitors, and for ECAC, they tend to focus primarily on a lot of the northeastern quadrant of America as well as the East. Is KSU in here? Salad. No luck. No Kennesaw State today. You're going to have to tune in later this week to check out Kennesaw again. They will be competing this upcoming Saturday for their chance to go to Ohio. And if you're talking about Kansas City or Kansas State or Kentucky State, no, they are also not here. And by the way, to join this tournament, you just have to sign up, ECAC. Of course, you do have to be a college student. My friend is in KSU. Is it Wrecked? Emporium? Is it Enlightened? Is it Kanji Character? Is it Elixirs? Is it Limbox? Is it Kindly Monkey? Who might it be? Is there a place for spectators at the Octane LAN? At least for me right now, I do not have any information about the kind of nitty-gritty of how people will be allowed to spectate at the LAN. It will have an official broadcast. I already know that at least. But I do not know if there will be a place in the venue to watch that broadcast. Okay? And no. ECAC is definitely still around. We're in semifinals. We're deciding the top 8 teams that will join the 12 best rosters from earlier this split in finals next Monday for match point. CMU Eagles, Penn State, and yes, earlier we talked a little bit about Trine Apex Blue. they're already going to be in zone right now. Roosevelt Lakes is routing through the resort area, so we could see them keep, maybe play around Shrine, send them out packing. The 12 teams, by the way, either who are already in finals are Southern Mississippi, no surprises there, Campbellsville University, Minnesota State, Kaiser University's premier team, Williamson Gold Apex and the St. Clair Saints, University of Buffalo and Mountie Apex, Muskingum University and William and Mary, and MSU White and Penn State Apex Blue. So, a couple of these teams, notably Kaiser and Penn, you've got their JV rosters competing for a spot tonight to join the big sister or big brother in that finals lobby. I mean, that's twice as much of a chance for your school to bring home the gold. William and Mary always below us. That's understandable. I'm best with you. Little triple take. Dinger there onto the big Benjamin Netanyahu. You got to be careful with that one. It could ruin your life. CUW Apex. They're going to follow up on this one. Whether they care or not. Taking a look at that building, though. Not the best situation. They opt to play this one back towards the bridge. Shocked I made a ticket with Williamson having confirmed Titan Zen. Still no announcement on him. I think, you know what? Zephyr does not make any. I make no judgments on cheating. I make no judgments on any player. That is not my job. Instead, let's pop on over to Semo Apex Legends Ruby. I will make a judgment on whether or not they get through this fight. Granted, I swear I just heard a Revenant. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. Looks like for UL Apex Red, no Revenant to be seen. Instead, our lovely PD first and the rest of this team out here in Lotus alongside the IUI Varsity Jaguars and MSU. Okay, apparently we got a little bit of everybody in the Lotus area. For some reason, we're just not playing zone. I'm really hungry. We'll get dropped there onto UL Apex, and PD First is teleporting out and away through the side there. And IU Varsity Jaguars are not going to be able to pick that one up on the long run. Hey, even an Alter Teleport is able to get the third back together for UL Apex Red. Sadly, a little peek play from the waters below as Varsity Jaguars. They're just as quick to track this one down. That new-found Wraith Portal, though, it's going to give UL Apex Red the chance to survive here. PD First did not stick by that ultimate, though, so he's kind of just walking this one out, and that's going to allow MSU Maroon to, well, maybe not find the knock, but at least push him back down in the trenches below. For UL Apex, they are still stuck as a solo here with the rest of that roster maybe out towards the choke. PD on Alter, not on Wraith. What even happened to Penn State and Kaiser and Octane? I swear they were in Octane, they just vanished. FPS either for a lot of these squads, playing a ton of college Apex, it takes a lot. There are some schools like TAMU or Minnesota or USM who are happy to play as many leagues as possible, especially because Apex is what they do best. You know, it's what they're known for, and it's how they represent their school and program, and for a lot of them, the sponsorships that go with them. I will say, though, it is also tough for other schools. I mean, it's a lot of Apex to play. What's up, Phantom? Some have passion, some don't. You know, that's one way to look at it. I must have the most passion in the world because I'm here. Come rain, shine, or snow, the only thing that can hold Zephyr back is an upset tummy and no access to a toilet. Salad, thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate that. IUI Varsity Jaguars, they get to get a little bit of the taste there of that rotate. That's tough. These teams definitely seem better. Geeked in the Twigs, though, I have no idea what you were tuning into previously because these teams are not better. Don't let the 19 squads remaining round 2 deter you from the actual excellency of these teams. This is an LCQ. This is an LCQ. So these are the teams that have not qualified for finals. That means they're going to be more equivalent in skill level. 2, this is ECAC. A lot of these teams are not very highly competitively ranked. Some of them barely touch Apex. Those teams aren't surviving because they're super competitive. They're surviving because half of these people are missing their shots. All right? And then 3, in the other leagues you've tuned into, except for high school. High school, they're their own problem right now. They just need more support. But in the other collegiate leagues, you have some teams that are all on that level. And then you have one team that literally has competed in Pro League. They show up against 2 rosters. Suddenly there's only 18 or squads left. They show up against a couple other. We're down to 16. It's a current problem. There's just not a lot of super aggressive teams in some of these other leagues. For Penn State Apex White, they get a little taste of why the RE45 needs... I don't know what to say about it, honestly. You just got to hit your shots, man. Instead, Limerence in the rest there, pressured back as UL Apex Red might be able to stick this revive up above I'm Really Hungry. Taking a little bit of the crawling stroll there as Penn State Apex gonna pull himself back together. Some people do not care for match quality, best way to put it. It's not... FPSA, some people don't even... How do I say this? They don't even think about match quality. Match quality is a figment of our imagination that we've come up with to decide what is a good Apex Legends game versus what is a bad one. End of the day, if you have a high-skill team that can take a 3v3, walk away from it healthy, they're playing Apex well. They're playing the best quality they can. It's not that they're not respecting or not caring for match quality. Match quality can't keep up with how good they are. Now, Apex Legends, Ruby, we do talk about a couple of free knocks there. It's not the full wipe, albeit the kill feed is a lie. UL Apex Red, a reset inside the building will allow them to step back in, take control as Apex are trying to put themselves back together. I mean, there's some teams that fight for placement or fight for kills and not for placement. Magic Trickster, some teams objectively believe that is their best play style. Whether you agree with it or not, it's not them trying to, let's say, become a scrim terrorist or a match day terrorist and destroy the scrim quality or the day quality. Some teams genuinely believe that they are a fighting squad. They don't have a coach, right? And they probably don't have anyone telling them what to do other than the time they put into ranked or maybe the little scrims that they see. And so they think, I got to get kills. I got to get points. The best way to do that is to get kills. It's just how it goes. I don't have a problem with it. Fair. There you go. That's all you had to say. I don't know. I think it's... Some people only think the ranked playstyle is the only way to play. It's true. There are definitely some squads that get a rude awakening when they show up to Collegiate and find out you can't just run it down. How do these tournaments work? Geeked in the twigs, you've got students at college. They are full-time credit hour students at their university. You get 3 of them. They sign up for a league, and then they compete, whether it be in the fall, sometimes winter, or spring semesters. A lot of these competitions have prize pools. When it comes to format, it mirrors the Apex Legends Global Series. So very similar. You know, first place gives you 12 points in a game, second 9, third 7, fourth 5, etc. And 1 KP per kill. That is the standard ALGS point scoring. Usually you play about 4 to 6. How often are the tournaments? Backs, during the regular semester, which has already passed, we're in playoffs now, but during the regular semester, you can catch College Apex almost every single day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday scrims, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every single day. Different leagues, different competitions, and they'll play for usually about 6 to 8 weeks straight before you jump into playoffs, where in playoffs, the stakes raise, teams are eliminated, they're dropped from play, and you compete for usually that prize pool at the end of it all. If you have any other questions, I'm more than happy to answer too. Welcome. If this is your first time watching College Apex, good for you. UL Apex Red, this is their first time finding just as much success. Are you going to make an appearance at TechSef? No. I don't think I will be able to make an appearance at TechSef. The timing, albeit it is very close to my house, I have to be in Cincinnati, Ohio, pretty much the day after. And unless Apex is getting its entire competition done on day 1, I mean, I will not be there for finals. I just won't be available, which is a bit of a shame. I would have loved to have checked out TechSef. But Octane Collegiate's Grand Finals is probably a once-in-a-lifetime event. TechSef will probably be around. So who knows? Maybe I'll check it out next year. Granted, I don't know how long I'll be in. I go to CSUSM. Do we need university backing to enter via our esports club? No. Bax, you can be a student club. You can be a student union, a student club, a smaller esports program. You do not need faculty sponsoring. I myself, I was part of the Texas A&M Esports Club, where I put together the very first Apex Legends team they had about 4 years ago when I was in college. And we did great. We went on to win a couple of national titles, a couple trophies along the way. It was a great part of my college career. I would check it out. Collegiate Apex, discord.gg/Collegiate Apex. If you've done good in the tournament before, do you have to play these games? Geeked in the Twigs, that is a fantastic question. Today, these players are in an LCQ. It's called Semifinals, but I would call it a last chance qualifier. The rest of their teams, there were 60 teams that signed up at the beginning of ECAC. The top 2 from each lobby, i.e. all 6 lobbies, were guaranteed a ticket to finals immediately. That's 12 squads in our 20-team finals lobby. So, those 12 teams are not playing today. They've earned themselves the chance to skip the competition. That does mean, though, that there are 8 teams that will walk away from this one with a spot in our finals. Now, 12 squads remaining. I wish the kill feed was a little bit better at tracking it down, but it will pick up. Missouri State here, caught out by the MSJ Lions. Remember, that's a squad that usually starts all the way towards Humbert and Old Town. 11 squads left in CUW Apex. They've got the bridge for now, but it might be time to rotate in. What's the M&K roller split look like in Collegiate? About the same as just about anywhere. Your heavy fraggers are predominantly on roller a lot of the time. Your M&K is versatile, and I would say there's probably a little bit more M&K in Collegiate just because it's not pros. It's not the most, like, you're not looking for the absolute perfect excellency of, say, a pro league where you can take advantage of controllers all the time, you know? We do a lot of Apex first day, usually finish second day. I will talk with TechSef. I have a meeting with TechSef about something else. I'll chat with them. If it is within my time frame, I'll take a little sniff over. Couple of P2020 shots there for the West Point Esports roster. Doesn't look like they've found gun training at all. A single tick of health left, and with one last peek behind the knockdowns, it's a double wipe for Ursa Tuan. Kaiser University Academy are looking like they could deliver double wins, triple wins, quadruple wins, or wins all day long if they find themselves fit and fiddle. Roosevelt Lakers out from the resort and into the paddy below. At least you've got Unknown trying to put down some kind of control. MSJ Lions, we talked a little bit about their wide sweeping drop here. I like CUW Apex, though. Over towards the bridge. You get good. 0.5 TTK and Kang Hearing. Are there character bans like ALGS? Bax, there is. The first character ban today was Gibraltar. Sorry. Gibraltar was banned after game 1. We are in game 2, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see either the Alter ban or maybe the Bangalore. Maybe Valkyrie. Bethany Bison will finish up in 7th here overall. CUW Apex still holding on for dear life of that bridge. There are 5 full health rosters here. The rest of these teams still stuck out below. Kaiser University will control the house and the exit for squads like CMU Eagles here and IUI Varsity Jaguars. I like CUW Apex from this high ground bridge. They are going to be forced to drop down it. But before they do that, they need to finish this squad stuck in the truck here. A nice 101. And that would be the full send to finish the job. I would say discord.gg/college apex, or if you want to see if you want to get more information, contact me. Send me a DM, send me a message. I'll point you the right directions and push you towards hopefully a nice fall semester for you. Sadly, a lot of these leagues are coming to their end. You're tuning in at the very last moment for them. But that doesn't mean you can't be here for the 2026 fall season, or heck, whatever some of these leagues may be put together for the summer. CUW Apex, those good Hemlock shots backs have transferred them into pressuring at least the side of the truck for now. Zone, though, is better than the Hemlock. It is unforgiving, it is unrelentless, and it will continue to move. Single cut of the truck there, and the altar portal is going to be the difference maker to get them to that low ground. But the MSJ Lions, they're already down below with UL Apex Red caught out now from the building. I'm really hungry, sniped away, and death itself is that final remaining member for Louisiana. IUI Varsity Jaguars, CMU Eagles, no answer yet about how they're going to play this one out in zone. It does end right in the middle of the water here. A lot of these teams, whether it be Gas, whether it be Newcastle, whatever it may be, they need to get some form of defense available because none of them have a cut of zone that matters. Now, IUI Varsity Jaguars, they're going to just make that Sparrow's ultimate work for as long as they can. Maybe a hard light glass and ascend. Watson and a couple, the catalyst wall will split the zone. I knew someone had a catalyst here. Ursa Tuan, they're going to find knocks of their own as IUI Varsity Jaguars with the utilization of that extra recon information, the little scan of the health. They've got the full thirst to boot. Not sniper.exe. That's it for CMU Eagles. Down to 1 remaining. 3 squads left in the IUI Varsity Jaguars because of the catalyst. Well, at least come with a knock of 1. Another full send. Too dizzy. Burned out here. And that'll be it for Ursa Tuan. No 1v3 this time around. And for UL Apex Red, death itself had snuck through and will find the dub. Louisiana swings in for the final moment here and picks up the last chunk of necessary health. Talk about a rat play to success. I know PD First is happy. Shout out to PD First. Shout out to UL. Talk about Louisiana. How? Death itself took his time. Played on the Wraith. That was a fun game. Hey, Just Jace, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was an insane game. A lot of people like to make fun of the quality. I thought it was pretty good. You notice that last week was the first week I switched controller? Phantom, I did not notice. Granted, you guys fry no matter what. Anyways, just pop on over to the scoreboard while we wait. JH, thank you for the follow. If you want to join, send me a DM. Not right here. This is a official registered league. Oh, I'm really hungry? Okay. I was about to say, maybe we gotta get you some food. Dakota Bennett, you as well. Thank you for the follow. And yes, Just Jace, we'll get you some food, bud. Thank you for the follow. Let's talk about those standings. Now, Kaiser University Academy is still in the lead here, but that win, 27 points for UL Apex Red. There's the altar band going into next game. Kaiser University, though, still just as aggressive here. Even getting into second place with a little KP would have given them 24 points. They had to fall at some point, though. So, 21 for Kaiser, 27 for UL Apex Red. I asked you guys before this game on the predictions, over under 6.5 kills for Kaiser. It was a 14. Talk about an easy over at that. 2 for 2 on predictions for Ivy. Let's add another to the mix here. Let's target a player while we're at it. Let's go to our overall player standings. I like to go with the high kills. Ooh. You know what? Let's do a race. Let's do a race between Kaiser. Who performs the best on Kaiser? This is going to be a little kill race here. Ursa Tuan, 460, or maybe I did my big one. And I'll put someone else in there for shits and giggles, just if you want to get rid of your points. 5 minutes to go. Our lobby is yet to start here. Run us down. Who's the teams to beat? Well, Bax, this is LCQs. So right now, you are currently watching some of the teams that weren't able to qualify directly to finals for ECAC. Okay? That does mean you're not seeing the best teams. The best teams that did already qualify in this league are Southern Mississippi, Campbellsville University, Minnesota State Mavericks, Kaiser University Premier, Williamson Gold, St. Clair Saints, University of Buffalo, Mountie Apex, Muskingum University, William & Mary Esports, MSU White, and Penn State Apex Blue. All right. It is what it is. Those are the 12 squads that have already qualified. I would say, though, in all of Collegiate Apex Legends, when I talk about the best teams in College Apex, you've got Cumberland University, The Phoenixes, okay? They are one of the best teams in all of College Apex. They won NECC Split 1, and they also won the Octane Stage 2 Finals. They are disgusting. Alongside them, you have teams like Fisher Esports, who just won NEC Split 2. Maybe not as magnificent of an accomplishment, especially because Cumberland and USM weren't in the picture. But hey, Fisher Esports, Dom 2 Cracked, Slothulas, and Golden. A little bit of some pro experience there as well. Future streams for Cumberland, also a pro player. You got Bellevue. Bellevue is absolutely insane. That is Voddery, who will be in Pro League this upcoming split. Of course, alongside him, you have Muffins, former pro for Complexity, as well as Jukesy, former #1 ranked player of, I believe, season 26, maybe? Either way. Alongside that, you got USM, Dallas, Viz, and Zach W. Keys. They're disgusting. They almost made Pro League this upcoming last split. They had made it to finals 3 in a row for the Open. And then we'll throw Ottawa in there. They were the winners of Stage 1 of Octane. They've had a little bit of a fall off. I don't think they're insane, but they're pretty good. What's your Discord? If you want to jump into my Discord, Arnold, Phantom, never mind. I didn't read the whole message. Free match history was up there, 25-2. He was up there, 25-2? What does that mean? Are you talking about my age? Terrifying. I would say the best teams in this league, which plays on Mondays, ECAC, is USM and Minnesota State. Those are the next two. Oh, he's up there in season 25. Got it. Yeah, so those are the overall best teams in Collegiate. We just had the Octane Finals. I will say that was probably one of the most exciting games. If you weren't here for it, we were up at like 140 something viewers, yada, yada, yada. I love the viewers whenever they come through. We had a lot of fun there. What's up, Reese? By the way, you got to check out this new season of Fortnite. It is crazy. It looks completely different. It is insane. Let's watch you killing on the mic. Oh, thank you, Bax. Appreciate that. Yeah, that league was insane. Stage 2 match point finals. Bellevue with the most points, but Cumberland with the final dub there. Southern Mississippi, Fisher. Not a great day for Ottawa. I know I just brought them up, but they did finish kind of low. Yeah, all the way in 17th. Not a great day. Instead, you had Minnesota, who is playing in this competitive league. There's Schmalz, Meadsy, and Speed Demon. Another fantastic roster. And Kennesaw State Black, one of my favorite collegiate teams. Elixirs, Limbox, and Kindly Monkey. A couple of these other squads, they've got a lot of former pro league experience. A couple of these other teams, you know, they're not crazy. Southern Arkansas University, Landon. I don't believe SAU has a squad. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I will say, if they do, they are currently not competing for anything. They've been already knocked out if that is the case. I will say, Arkansas State does have a roster, and Arkansas University does not. There you go. Probably a couple other teams that are also Arkansas related. Huh. Well, games are going to start in a while. I can't blame you guys for leaving. We're taking quite some time. Bet on 60, everyone. Wow. Holy. Keep doing these streams. It's fun to watch. Bax, I will continue doing these streams. I will say, though, what's my Discord? If you want to get to my Discord, here you go. ! Discord and chat. That takes you to the Zephyr Cast Discord. I don't know if Phantom is already in it or not. Let me check if he is. But you may be able to find him there. Phantom. Maybe is, maybe isn't. I can't tell. Just join. There you go. You guys can link up with each other in my Discord. Have a conversation. Have a chat. I honestly need to use it a little bit more. Albeit, I'm a secluded guy. What can I say? I disappear for the majority of the day. I show up for stream. Now, I do love College Apex. I apologize for the delay. There was a couple of issues with the lobby getting the overstat balanced out here. We are just getting into game. Because I am on a delay for competitive integrity's sake, that is going to be about 5 minutes till we're in the match. College is coming to an end, guys. I don't mean like me. I already graduated. But we've got this upcoming Saturday, we've got the Octane LCQ finals. Then, the Monday following suit, we have the ECAC finals. For NECC, that weekend following, we have LCQs as well. And then PCL's already over. We already awarded the $1,000 to PCL. Congratulations to Kennesaw State taking first and second, both of those rosters. Do you watch other collegiate esports or no? Landon, I was thinking about getting into collegiate deadlock. Just for fun. I do like Deadlock, and it's honestly the next biggest esports. But other collegiate esports, no. Granted, during the competitive season, when Apex is live, when it's going, when I'm like streaming, every single day is Apex. So it makes it hard to watch other collegiate outside of playoffs. Keep them golds out of here. Travis, I'm sorry, buddy. Like it or not, Kennesaw Gold, they won PCL League, and just this yesterday, we just saw them take first place overall. That's right. They took first place overall in LCQ semifinals. My power supply broke my PC. Hopefully I'll get it back on Wednesday. You heard the man. He's got SATs on Wednesday. You got to lock in. Anyone want to guess what Zephyr got on his SAT? Can anyone guess? We're still delayed, by the way. We're still like a minute 30 to go, a minute 40 to go. A 980? What do you think I am? Do you think I eat pencils for fucking breakfast and dinner? 740, 1200, 1300. Landon is the closest. I got a 1480. Lucky, very nice. That was very close. 1478, not bad. It is in increments of 10 though. Yeah, I got a 1480 on my SAT. Can anyone guess my ACT? That's a good question too. I haven't thought about this in years. This was way back in high school. We're talking about 7-8 years ago. I only took the ACT. 30, 31? No. 35. I got a 35 on my ACT. So I got a 1480 on my SAT and a 35 on my, or I got a 1480 on my SAT and I got a 35 on my ACT. Damn you to go. By the way, in high school, I used to be a tutor. Before I was caster extraordinaire, I used to work as a tutor, and it was like one of my favorite things ever. I miss tutoring so much. I didn't even get into state with a 4.2 graduate GPA. That's insane. 4.2 is great. Lucky, the SAT and the ACT are the standardized testing that you get at the end of high school to basically show colleges what your aptitude is. Damn, I know. I thought you were a dumbass. No. I had a 4.6 GPA in high school. Woo. I do think it dropped a little bit though, as I went through the final bit of my high school career. I think like senior year, I just didn't do much. If I weren't illiterate, I would have done way better on the SAT. Yeah, me too. Yeah. 4.6, so you were one of those. You guys want to know my elective cycle in high school? I had AP biology, I had AP biology, AP physics 2, AP economics, AP world history, AP, yeah, you get the whole idea. 4.6? Yeah. So the way it works is we're on a weighted scale. Where's AP Lit? I was in AP Lit. I read my Frankenstein. I had a good time. Also, yeah, these guys are in Twitch chat backs if you want to come hang out. This is the other thing. Server is starting. I don't know, high school was easy for me, but college was generally blasting my ass. Yeah. Yo, FPS Neb. or FPS or FP Sneb. Bet catch you there. Hey, welcome. Welcome. I took AP classes too. I loved AP classes. I loved high school. My high school experience was a choice. Honestly, all I did in high school was put my head down and work. How have I not been following you, Big Snev? I don't know. And it's okay if you weren't or were. Also, this is the first chat you've ever sent, so maybe you were just on a different account. The Twitch. Backs. Right here. For VHEL, they said they'll send out playoff information soon. They sent that message today. I think it's pretty simple, Phantom, at least. I think it's just 2 days of playoffs. I'm blind? Yeah, no worries. For VA, I graduated high school with an associate's in business administration. Now, that's cool. That's something I genuinely wish. My high school did offer it, but they did not had a ton of like other options there. And so for at least for me, I was not able to pursue getting like anything for college other than AP credits. Now I did go, by the way, I didn't get to answer this, Landon. I went to Texas A&M, Giga Aggies, and I got a scholarship to go to Texas A&M, etc. LAN? No, Lil Ski Bob, this is not LAN. This is just semifinals. There are some LANs coming up. We've got Ohio as well as San Antonio in April and May. Talented Tortoise, by the way. Thank you so much for the follow. Talk about a good follow. It's homeschooled but open enrolled in anything, taking classes on. I dated a girl who was homeschooled for a while. Actually, I've dated multiple girls who are homeschooled. Wow, that's weird. I've never thought about that. Huh. Maybe my type is homeschooled. Yeah, it sounds like a mess. You have to be your own manager with homeschooling, and I don't think I could do that. I struggle enough as is to manage this and talk to you guys regularly. I also graduated graduate college with 4 majors, and I'm currently pursuing my master's as well. Plant Mantis, what college did you go to? That's insane. 4 majors at once. I have a buddy who got his master's and his undergrad at the exact same time at Texas A&M. He was a beast. So I can't imagine that. We won TechSef last year, if you didn't know. I did not know that. That's crazy. Man, I'm going to miss TechSef. Stop, fandom, stop hyping me up about TechSef. I really want to see TechSef. It just so happens to fall right in the heart of other competitions. I had so many plans in high school, and then my life fell apart. Hey, Cultural, you're still here. Your life ain't falling apart. If you have the time to sit around and watch Twitch or twitch.tv/Zuffercast, your life can't possibly be falling apart. You can have it worse. Anyone can have it worse. They'll stream finals. I'll check it out. Muskingham. Oh, your plant from Muskingham. That makes more sense. I'm sorry. I'm so used to just seeing plant. Woo! You know what, Penn State? If only that first shot, if only those couple of second or third shots were as good as the first one. Talk about hell. Saw some of Texas Aggie shooters when I went and shot the Collegiate National Championship. Dang. Texas A&M is a fantastic school, fantastic program. I've loved going there, or I loved going there. One thing I really appreciated about Texas A&M was the community. It was a great school as well, especially if you're going there for engineering. Insane, very challenging school for engineering. At the same time, I thought it was a great community. I don't think any other college has that depth of community, that sort of attitude that Texas A&M has. It's just a different world. Like, you really are an Aggie, and you forever are an Aggie. Plant, I will remember this forever now. Plant Mantis, I'm locked in. Mud is 30. Wow. All right, can you look at stats? What % of kills today so far have been with a hemlock? Talented Tortoise. Let's see. The answer is no. I can't look at those stats. Yeah, sadly, Overstat does not... Oh, it's Bax. What's up, Bax? Yeah, sadly, Overstat does not showcase the gun stats. I wish I could see the hemlock because it is damn good. Our average age is less than 20. How's... Oh, no, that makes sense. For most rosters, that'll be the case here. Now, this is Game 3, by the way. We are still in the heart of Game 3. CUW Apex, they might have already been sending themselves to Game 4 instead. Let's pop on over to Trine Apex Blue. Raise fire is what I'll say. Double knocks there against Marine and Fervent Scroll. This is ALC, stuck in the corner, nowhere to go, and wiped out in 19th overall. Trine Apex Blue wasn't hyper-aggressive, and now, damn, this is a struggle. I'm only 21. Show points next downtime. Talented Tortoise. Type exclamation point now, exclamation point score, exclamation point leaderboard. The points are right there. You can stay up to date with them at any point during the stream. I do show them between games, though. Pursuing masters at 21 is wild. I don't think that's that wild. A lot of people convert to their masters at the end of college. That's pretty on the nose, in my opinion. There's some people that pursue it later, but it's not unheard of. I've known many people. A lot of the guys I played with at Texas A&M for Apex, they went straight into their masters the minute they were 21. Dang, good bot. There you go. Knocks gas grenade there. Couple of shots against West Point, and it is up to White Rice. Get the full revives going. Granted, Anna Maria not really full sending it for the full wipe. How is the combine going? That won't probably be till June at the latest. I got a lot of other stuff to unpackage here first during April and May. Who's on Kaiser? Kaiser, this is their JV roster, by the way. But Kaiser is 460, Ursa Tuan, and currently, I did my big one. I don't know what his usual name is, but it's definitely not I did my big one. They are right in the center of Rift, and they're damn good. By the way, Lucky, I think Jinxie playing Apex is phenomenal for the game, and what I like about it most is it opens up the discussion of how difficult Apex is as a game for casuals. And I think that is the #1 problem Apex Legends suffers with. And no, you don't have to change the game to be easier for casuals. I think Apex needs to do a better job of teaching new players how to play the game. And then, of course, finding ways to put new players into better and more consistent lobbies with other new players. Apex just hard? Apex is a hard game. It took me literally 2 years to get to a positive KP in Apex. Well, Anna Maria there. We talked about not finishing off West Point. This might be the opportunity to do so, but instead, Missouri State Maroons, southern side out of the turbine there. Well, held out. They got one, and they'll get one and gun. That'll be Anna Maria, at least sticking for revive, but Ghost caught by Kuryagi. And between West Point here, they've actually made the best rotation possible. They don't get stuck or pinched, and they're out of the picture. 1 minute 16 to go, and the power grid, little do they know, is completely open. Bethany Bison stuck as a duo, but more than happy to finish the fight there. Edge of Zone will be able to walk in. I think Apex Legends, not only does it have a high learning curve, it's also a very fast game, right? Valorant is a slow game, right? And that's why it's not super duper hard to learn over time. Because while stuff will like splash you in the face really, really quickly, and there's a bunch of legends to learn and abilities and yada, yada, yada. At least Valorant plays really, really slow. And if you can already aim, flick aim, whether it be with CSGO practice or a couple other things in FPS, Valorant isn't too bad. But Apex has legends. Apex has all the abilities with those legends to memorize. Apex has classes. Apex has evos. Apex has perks. You have different guns. Different guns have different attachments, different styles, different weapon types, ammo types, etc. What about Siege? Siege is also pretty intense, but Siege is a very different game too. Siege is strategic. It's a completely different world. Problem with Apex, Landon, and I do think Siege is its own depth. Apex asks you to react immediately, right? When you play Apex, you've got to make a decision instantaneous. You've got this fight. Anna Maria here. They know there's one remaining. They got to turn and go for the full wipe. Ghost immediately now has to turn and stick these revives after getting a shield swap. He has to make that decision. Shield swap, revive, zone's closing. How do I get in? They're now talking. Do we have an evac tower? Do we have jump pad available? How are we getting to zone, right? Bethany Bison, right now, they're looking for this push. They're going to go for the door breach. They've got a way in, but they know the gas is on the inside. They've got that portal. They're going to take this one back. They learn there's too much gas, so just as quickly as they arrive to that building, they have to walk away from it. They cannot keep fighting that out. If they do, they're basically cementing themselves to stinky prison. All right, here's a fight. Okay, we got Wraith. She's completely separate. Ursa caught out here for St. Ambrose. A couple other rotates out ahead, and albeit Ursa is low, still has that portal available for safety. That's going to be some for MSJ. Is this Timu Collegiate? No, it's Collegiate. I mean, CMU Eagles, they're practically gifted KP here. Late rotates are something nice and easy to punish. You don't have much space to control, and that's going to be the full burn to go with it. That'll be St. Ambrose, caught out, pinched by MSJ as well. And we'll tune back into UL Apex, who, whoo, with that blast of the bullet there against the gas trap and the rest to expend. UL Apex, they're going to make some new friends. 40 damage and a nade. Let's see how quickly they will push in here. Beautiful beams from the back, and PD First single-handedly is taking West Point out to the docks. That's right. Anna Maria College Apex Varsity, I just told you guys about how rough getting into zone would be for them, and that's the problem. They lose their health, and they lose the chance to set up. Lucky, there you go. I agree. So you guys just heard the extent of how quickly this game is happening. Every fight, every decision, everything. Apex needs to do a better job of discussing decision-making, strategy, positioning, etc. Some of it you can only really learn by playing the game, but there's a lot of people who won't play the game long enough for it to be a learnable experience. They'll just die again, die another time, and then eventually they go, well, I don't want to sit here just dying every single game. I do think Apex has a more tracking-based FPS system, and a lot of high priority or awesome games that have been within the Apex or the sphere of competitive FPS shooters aren't so much tracking. There is tracking, but they're more flick, point FPSing. Your CSGOs, your Valorants, etc. And I think Apex is one of the few who has a little bit higher TTK than, say, a tracking game like COD. And so you got to do a little bit more. And while the TTK has gone down here in recent times, it's weird. Probably put a little bit of Overwatch, trying to go through 4 screens to find the tutorial. Apex tutorial can be much better, but it's not even close to worse. No, I don't think Apex has a horrible tutorial. I just think, remember, when Apex just started out, it was loot the somewhat amount of guns that they have. No game will have a higher TTK than COD. What are you saying? No, COD has the highest TTK. Apex does not have a high as TTK as COD. It's gotten higher in years for Apex. What I'm saying is because COD has the highest TTK, you have tracking in COD, but it doesn't matter as much because someone who dies relatively instantaneously. In Apex, when you have to track someone with a 99, even in comparison to COD, it's a little bit longer, which even just a half second longer is insane. Halo TTK, Apex, COD. Halo TTK is pretty slow. The whole shooting situation with the shield in Halo, if you've ever played that, man, I don't mind it though. I'm not a big Halo gamer. But yeah, for Apex, you can get into a situation where a new player, they come in and they've got a track with like a Spitfire that they've just picked off the ground. They're not doing well. They're not going to do well with that. And how long will it be until they do well with that? You know? I mean, Christ almighty, the 99 is like the child of guns for Apex. Everyone loves the R99. You know how hard it is to track efficiently with a 99? You know how many new players are just getting absolutely gapped? Bethany Bison here. They'll be the player I'll consider gapped. Semo Apex, one little dive into the corner. That should be a quick finish by sliding out for the final end there. A little rolling thunder, I think, is a bit redundant, but hey, Job done. Semo will survive. All they have to do is outlast teams like CMU, SM, or an MSJ here on the interior of the Rift. For now, Semo, though, they still got to deal with a little bit of the outside western edge. None of those hemlock shots have found themselves good purchase. Instead, finally, a little crack there, and that might slow this assault. But UL Apex Red, just as I say that, you've got Death itself quickly swinging for a full finish there. 13 damage, and all it is Death one another peak. High ground is going to be, well, at least the survivability necessary. Semo Novak's pulling this one off of the boxes to dodge out those missiles, and I think UL Apex, they're just going to slowly take you away piece by piece. Yeah, one last slide, Death for the drop, one final remaining member into the sky, and Death itself will chase this one down, and 99 shots aren't perfect, but CMU Eagles will prevent UL from getting this full set finish. Now, Stingray Gamer could at any given point there find a complete wipe, but instead, not much more to say than that. Anyways, also take into account that Apex in the last 2 years have added so many new things to the game that it has completely become like a different entity to the Apex that we knew in 2020, 2021, right? Between Evo shields with the leveling system for perks, between the class system that was dropped as well in Season 16, to the various degrees of attachments that have changed over time. There's some people who the last time they played Apex, they didn't have the laser sight yet. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? It's a different world. And it takes a lot to learn. Now, Fuel Esports Apex, they're going to pop on over, see what UL Apex is cooking here on the low ground. Couple long-range shots, and it doesn't look like they'll find a drop onto Louisiana yet. Instead, that roster stuck as a duo, as we're really going to be discussing the control of the high ground here. Teams like Kaiser University Academy, once again, in the best driver's seat to potentially get these wipes. MSJ Lions, they're taking advantage of that Wraith portal while they can. Smiths and Solar Fields, we'll find out where they go, because this portal's the only thing they'll know. MSJ Lions rushing through the choker, just as quickly caught by Fuel Esports. They lost one on the climb up of the heel there, but for Fuel Esports Apex, one nice trade, a little hemlock point blank action, and with 7 squads remaining, no shield swap for Silver. Instead, it is going to be PD first here from Louisiana. A win for game 2, and hopefully another to shoe in here. Oh my gosh, PD first, PD first! Double knocks with the hemlock. One remaining for Draco. One last burn of the 45. PD first single-handedly. 1v3s to survive. I don't think he'll be able to do it again. CMU Eagles much more put together on this push. Instead, PD first, he's going to take it to the high ground. And just as quickly as he arrives, it is going to be, well, the Jets that give him away, really. I can't believe there are still 5 teams alive up here on height. UNK Lopper, Kaiser University Academy, Roosevelt Lakers. So many of these teams, 4 of them on this high ground. Honestly, I might love the low ground on this final fight. There's just too much cooking up above here, and I don't think there's enough time. Granted, I do think this is one of those very few times where if it comes down to it, we could get a heal off. Unless that zone finishes right on the edge of the height here in Rift. This is insane. Roosevelt's hitbox is a Val player. Good to know. Well, Kaiser University Academy, we have not discussed them yet. They are the team I am most confident about. Ivy, you're asking what is this zone? I am too. Shout out to CMU Eagles. I want to point this out for CMU Eagles. Because of their success on the low ground, they are guaranteed a top 2 finish right now. Unless one of these teams drops down and gets the jump on them, as this zone tightens up, the drop down to the low ground is going to be cut off by zone. Roosevelt Lakers up to the 2nd floor. They've got the gas straps right above UNK Lopper. Remember, there is still the entirety of Kaiser University Academy sitting on the outside of this height. IUI, they've got the controlling top tier position there on the building. And I mean, among this all, CMU, they're just hoping this fight ends soon, because they are about to feel the force of the zone in just a little bit here. I think it's going to force them in right at the same time as a couple of these teams in building. Oh. Hopefully they got their heels ready. the rest of these squads, it's going to come down to the very final moments ahead. I like Kaiser University Academy because they've got, as you can already see, a knockout one against the IUI Jaguars. And look at that. Beams to boot. 460, though, will take a knock response there. And there's no cover to play for resets. Finally, Roosevelt Lakers seeing that they've got to make a move. Double knocks, gas grenades dropped out here. I love the peak play from Unknown. Just as quickly back up to height as the gas traps will represent another climb up into Kaiser's, and UNK Lopper are down to 1. The Roosevelt Lakers know better for themselves. For the ZMU Eagles, it's time to heal. They're hoping Kaiser University can finish off this rate before they're dead and dusted to zone. Kaiser, a trade of 1, another burn, a top 2 finish, and with the zone at their back, this is guaranteed to be a Kaiser University dub. It was a shout out to CMU. They do get second place there. Like I said, I told you, it's a guaranteed top 2 finish. They trade the potential for any extra KP for a guaranteed 9 points. What happened to the team below? I'll tell you what happened. Fried, roasted, done and dusted, oven ghosted. Okay? That isn't a team, it's evisceration. It's simply dust. So let's take a look at the scoreboard. I asked you guys, though, before game 3, we are moving quite a bit quicker. We are already in that next game, so I'll be popping over hopefully very fast. For our player standings, I said, who would be the best in terms of KP? Very obviously, it is 460 again. Congratulations. It was not Ursa Tuan. It was not I Did My Big One. And heck, even if I had made this who performs the best, PD first here, 8 KP that game. I mean, you saw it single-handedly. One fight was entirely won by just PD first from UL Apex Red there. Talk about a wipe. 460, though, that will be the dubber for the prediction. That was... Let's look at that summary, because you guys, that was a big win. 10,000 points were won. Ivy walks away with 5,240. 60 walks away with 3,563. Adhesive with 1,310. And Sinatra with 262. Talk about an investment. A couple of bigger losses on the other side here. But hey, wins are wins. 460. Delivery done and dusted. Let's go with... Let's go with assists. I've never done an assist before. All right. Who has the most assists? All right. Who ends with most assists game 4? We'll do I Did My Big One. How about PD first? A little Draco, or actually we'll do Zavu because he's higher. Xavu from Fuel. And yeah, that's it. Let's just do those 3. All right. 5 minutes on the board. Who ends with the most assists going into this game? Ivy, you are 3 for 3. Let's see if you can get 4 for 4. Overall standings, Kaiser University. We talk about top 8. It is a slightly higher cutoff. I like 38 to be completely secure. They and UL Apex Red have already guaranteed they've earned themselves a ticket here already at our halfway point to those finals. Teams like CMU Eagles, IUI Varsity Jaguars, MSU Maroon, Fuel Esports, Roosevelt Lakers, and Anna Maria round out our top 8 right now. Granted, with 3 games to go, anything can change here. And even a team like CMU Eagles, I won't feel completely confident about them until they put up another 12 points. Still, though, that game, second place, 14 there for CMU. Their survivability all the way to second. That's awesome for them. Had they gone out earlier, they could have walked away with just a shy 6 points. Instead of, taking the full burn of the low ground, they tie for the second most in that lobby alongside teams like UL Apex Red. And there's the Roosevelt Lakers and Fuel at 12. Right now, a 3-place jump for CMU Eagles, a 6-place jump for Fuel Esports, and an 8-place jump for Roosevelt Lakers. That does not guarantee strong final finishes, but hey, influence is influence. Got to make it count while you can. We are officially past our halfway point, and it is time to start game 4 out of 6 here. The last one on Olympus before I believe we pop on over to Storm Point. Let me check. Yeah, Storm Point will be the final 2 matches of the day. Goated? Honestly, the quality of this lobby is insane. I mean, I'm just going to level with you guys. To be honest, it makes me kind of, it makes me a little upset that there's some incredible squad, like there's some incredible quality in this lobby right now, right? These teams are surviving, playing longer, getting further, and just doing overall well for our quality score today, right? Highest quality ECAC lobby all year long. It's currently averaging almost 6.5. It's close to 7. Other than that first game of the day, it's been a 10, and I don't think last game was a 4.5. I don't think that was a 4.5. Whatever. It's a shame, though, because for so many of these teams, I don't know a lot of these players. And because the whole reason I don't know a lot of these players is because usually during the regular season, all 20 of these teams are cannon fodder for the 12 or so squads that have walked away with their current ticket to finals. When we watch the other 6 regular season days, none of these teams are having incredible, awesome performances, you know, with even a win. You know, they're okay. They may have one good moment, but in comparison to USM, Minnesota, even squads like Campbellsville or Muskingum, it's incomparable. They don't come close, and as a result, we get to this incredible lobby where it's really, really nice and fun to watch. But I don't know, Trine Apex Blue. In the regular season, Trine Apex Blue was not a team to watch. Either way, at least for now, Trine Apex will not be as successful, finding themselves the crown of the extra 3 KP. I feel like LCQ is just ranked. No. This is better than ranked. I've spotted a weapon supply bin PD kidnapped USM Thalos, I'm pretty sure. I will say, Bax, if you think this is running it down, you have not seen, I mean, obviously, you have not seen the other ECAC days. This is not running it down. In comparison to ECA regular season, you have one team that will literally get 40 kills per match. Like, that's not even a joke. I watched some, the skill gap is insane. Yeah, no, it is. The usual ECAC matches aren't even close to competitive. This looks remarkable in comparison. I do think a lot of these teams could learn to get to zone, play a bit more macro game. I mean, you see it's a Southern poll. Round 1 is already almost closed. Most of our squad should be transitioning like right now. It's like Penn State Apex White. Bethany Bison chased away, a tail between their legs. I like the turnaround, though. One last shot from Mystic there, and that will be raised, taken out. Trine Apex caught with the drop of 1, maybe a drop of 2. Millimex Mills. One last fight against AJ there, and while there is at least one response, I don't think AJ is long for this world. Good Sparrow's ultimate. That'll pressure you through the other door, and that was a beautiful use of the utility from Bethany. Chased out, turns it around, finishes the job. First squad eliminated here. We'll have to turn our attention to the rest of these squads because right now, Kaiser University currently stuck, nowhere to go. Final remaining member shot out before they can make their flyaway, and that will be Converser Ugerziger done for today.
Let's go this way.
English. I do speak it.
Let's this place here.
The imminency of my strokes is always also terrifying. I'll be having a stroke here by the age of 28, and I will cast through a tube. Thank you for the alert, crap. Came back to ask if I had a stroke, which is a valid question with what y'all are hearing. Anna Maria College, Magic Trickster. This might be the description that you so put towards playing Edge. They've got MSJ lines, and yes, the chase against the Morvarian Cyberhounds that defines the northern side of the zone. There's Anna Maria. The minute you peek out that door, they find you with your pants down. Morvarian Cyberhounds, if they're not careful, Anna Maria is more than happy to swing on over, unlock that one, and take the fight directly. Sentinel is available. Little heady peek. Little peeky heady. Morvarian's doing a good job. Get a rotate out going. West Point, though. South side of the phase driver here. You can hear the octane on the interior for a little extra speed. The rampart walls, though, make this a difficult peak. I would blow out that rampart wall while you have a chance. Gion is low, and Penn State Apex, actually, they made a nice cross in the meanwhile. I don't know how that one was let go. A little sneak away from West Point there. Penn State and West Point with 1 minute to go. Neither are in good position. IUI, Varsity Jaguars, or even a drop with the Valkyrie, if they've got it, could come back to bite them. Neither of them do have Valkyrie rotates. They just have the Octane pad. So, hopefully this KP is worth it. Knocks gas grenade and more pressure onto the building. We'll see how Penn State and the rest can hold on. They've already lost the one on the outside. Tio Grandpa, it's up to Gion and Limerence as a duo. I mean, that's your last smoke. 26 seconds to go. Caustic gas comes back a lot quicker than smokes. For the IUI Varsity Jaguars, though, they hear the investment, and this is what I was talking about from the get-go. You take too much time. IUI Varsity, they were already gatekeeping this from the beginning. At least West Point will finish that fight on the stairwell, but they're just right here. West Point literally looks like a deja vu situation, a massive pump play, and it's one remaining. Missouri State have just as quickly showed up here to the fight in a fourth party to the exchange. I think IUI, they're at least smart enough to walk their way back to height. Actually, they might be finding MSU. No, it's the last remaining member of West Point. All right, I'll take that. Well, IUI, at least now you get to turn your attention to Missouri State. Fuel Esports Apex, they're the southern side of the Bonsai, and UL Apex Red, that is the squad that took away IUI's hype. To Talented Tortoise's, at least, discussion here, I would have liked to have seen IUI just hold that building. IUI just got eliminated, trying to get a little aggressive on the edge there, and they had a great spot in zone, a high ground controlling position. In most cases, especially in higher competitive Apex, IUI would not have rotated if they were a better team. They already know zone's going to do most of the work for them, and realistically, the 2 or 3 KP that you get there ain't worth the death that you will incur otherwise. I mean, risk management is something that a lot of these teams struggle with in terms of some of these final fights. Now, Bethany Bison, and they've been chasing this out against the Morvarian Cyberhounds for so long here. They're finding the knocks that they've desired after so long, but realistically, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. They are in zone, though. So, at least for now, this is a clean start. The double knocks to their fight as well. And I believe with that nade, the final finish to boot. One final little ticking. You know what? Bethany chased him down all the way from the grab. And, hey, KP's KP. Now, this is a bonsai. We're not just going to talk about my bad aim. Jace, apparently not. Missouri State, they were the ones who found the Jaguars here just behind this wall. And the chance for extra KP, another coffin upon the ground of grace, is what they're looking for next here. ULL Apex Red, that was death itself caught out, and it's up to I'm Really Hungry to find the final exchange there against Potato. University of Louisiana, Semo Apex does have a bead on him, but because they took away that building from IUI, they should be able to back rotate this into Bonsai Plaza, maybe even take that high ground away in a second. Teams like CMU Eagles, safe. All right, A-okay. They've got a position in zone. Their worst threat is the Roosevelt Lakers and Anna Maria. I don't think either of them are going to be rotating too close to them yet. This round 3 close doesn't punish any of those rosters. Realistically, the only 2 teams we care about on this next rotates UL Apex Red on the west, and all the way towards the north, we have Bethany Bison after their fight from the Morvarian Cyber Chasers. They might take it against Semo Apex. For UL Apex Red, though, taking their time out on the edge. They've got the Valkyrie, and that is a competitive choice with this Legend. If you are going to play Edge and you've got the Valkyrie ultimate to get your way back into zone, you know what? If you win the fight, it doesn't matter. You can see how UL Apex Red, Heart of Bonsai Plaza, right in the action. And now for Bethany Bison, they've got their own solution to get into zone. Semo Apex simply just isn't as good as a fighting squad. A double knock against them, a revive on the inside of door, and they'll trade it for the nade knock for more. TK Bird, a little health picked away, but he drops the Sparrow ultimate today. A final pick into the corner there, and Bethany Bison, extra KP as they race from the northern side of zone. They might turn their attention over towards the energy. Finish the fight. Fuel Esports. Couple of early knocks there against Devious. PD first, no better, full thirsted out. And for Fuel Esports, they took advantage of that late rotate from UL. And honestly, for UL, they're still alive, but it might be just one remaining. Yeah, it is I'm really hungry down below. There's not much more to say about that. Now, Zone is going to pull away from Bonsai. That doesn't mean Bonsai is terrible. It just Bonsai has become a war. Fuel Esports, UNK Lopper, CUW, UMT Maroon, they got to make decisions. You play from that high ground of Bonsai, you do win this game. Right? You got a great transition into Zone. You get to fight some of those teams off of the high ground there. Problem is, you're doing it against 4 other squads who are looking for the same advantage. Granted, taking a look at those teams that exist in the Bonsai Plaza, it looks more like a medical ward. Half of them are, I mean, without their partners, without their entirety. Rosa plant, I guess? I mean, medicinal herbs are the greatest way to solve healing. Y'all ever think it's crazy that we look at natural remedies and we're like, that's crazy. Some of them are based in science, but some of them are not. But then we like look at a pill. It's like a pill's just manufactured chemicals that are derived from organic and inorganic substances. It's just like an unrefined natural remedy. I don't know. It gets really confusing really fast. It's probably not that simple, and I should be shutting my mouth about it. But it is interesting. Like if someone gave me a concentrated pill of onion, it would do the same thing as an onion, but it would be a pill. UMT Maroon Apex, their slow walk in, that might be the hardest pill to swallow here against Bethany Bison. Hopefully they've got the water, because I don't think they're taking swigs here. They're going to choke this one out. Caught behind the Newcastle wall with the zone on the other end, and honestly, you don't even... I like the burn on return there for TK Bird, but Mystic will still be full thirsted by just Ja. Anna Maria, they take advantage by the literal slip up here of Bethany Bison. Bethany Bison could have gotten hyper aggressive, and instead they find themselves caught out. The Roosevelt Lakers now struggling to find a position in zone. They'll invest that Ash ultimate, but they are still not in position. No, Bethany Bison, they lose out on Mystic. I don't think they're going to drop down for the banner recovery. It's too risky, so playing this out as a duo is the best they can do. For the Roosevelt Lakers into Anna Maria is probably the next step ahead here for our 7 squads remaining. The fight, though, for CMU Eagles versus Fuel, though, will decide our endgame. Anna Maria, surprisingly, I thought they were in control against the Roosevelt Lakers as we tune back into them. Looks like they had no better success to be found. One final beam there, and that'll be it for Anna Maria College. Roosevelt from down below. Finally, the drops as they'll show. Beautiful Sheila Reams here, as that is going to be the Fuel caught out by CMU. Bethany Bison maybe going to pick off that last remaining member of the Fuel there. Little 63s, we see the perp upgrade, but there's still the fact that that zone calls. The height will no longer be playable, and it's just as you take for a flight here. Rest of the lobby will find you caught out. UNK Lopper, final team eliminated before our last zone here. Roosevelt Lakers have made the climb up. CMU Eagles are still in it, and honestly, If CMU Eagles get a couple of good knocks in return, the Bethany Bisons could still very much win this. One remaining member for CMU, a step up from the Lakers, a final finish, and they could drop down for the full support revive, but Bethany Bison can jump on in while they have the advantage. This is the only chance for them. Both rotates and hopefully a re-knock here with that support healing. That's it for Jit Tweaking, and for Bethany Bison, full health on the exchange. The gas will push them away, but they still have the shield swap to their names. Another re-knock as the Roosevelt Lakers are now in a 1v1. Hitbox swinging. That high ground's got to be pinging. Hitbox back behind the lip here. Trying to control what might be Awazi's climb up, but Awazi's got the beam to boot, and with one last reload, a full commit, and a final finish for the Bethany Bisons as a duo. Couldn't have gotten more lucky than that had that fight gone any healthier between the Fuel, Roosevelt and CMU there, CUW. Bethany Bison as a duo would have been punished for the drop of Mystic early. Instead, they are not. Mystic gets to walk away early in that game, and TK Bird and Awazi, they finished the job done. What is the only way to get Apex heirlooms? There are multiple ways to get Apex heirlooms, but if you want to go specifics, that specific, the only way to get an Apex heirloom is spend money, Quez. You got to spend money, whether it be on a collection event or on a series of packs until you get lucky. You got to spend money. That's the only way to get an Apex heirloom. I've solved your riddle. Welcome. Game 4 finishes up. Bethany Bison, woo! A 31 point. How many packs? It can be random, right? So you can literally get an heirloom in 1 pack, 10 packs, 15, 20, 50, 100. An heirloom, though, is guaranteed every 500 packs. And this includes the packs that you do not purchase as well, the packs that you get for free from the game. So, if you know you've already opened a certain amount of packs, there are pack calculators online that you can actually track to see how many packs you have opened on your profile right now. You can calculate how many you have to purchase to get a guaranteed heirloom shard. And by the way, if you like specific heirloom events, sometimes the best way to get it is just waiting for the event. Anyways, Bethany Bison, thank you, bro. Have a nice day. No problem, Quez. Enjoy your heirloom. Roosevelt Lakers for 14 points. CMU Eagles for 12. UL Apex Red for 9. Fuel Esports with 8. And MSU Maroon for 7. Me who gets it at pack 499. I got it at pack 450. Fun fact. 450, 455, 460, right around there. That was when I got my first heirloom, and I spent it on the Fuse guitar. Game over? No, 2 more games to go. Hold on, real quick. Predictions. I asked you guys who would walk away with the most assists that game between I did a big one, PD First, and Zavu. Zavu is right there in 12 with 2. And yeah, no, I did big one with 0. PD First, probably just as low here. Not seeing him. No, PD First with 3. I almost messed that up. Congratulations to whoever bet PD First, because that was the correct answer. That is another big dub on the predictions. That is Atmosai. Atmosai walks away with 2,000 points for a correct prediction there. That's insane. All right, let's do a team-oriented one. Right now, Kaiser University, UL Apex Red, and yes, with that dub, I would say Bethany Bison are safe in the top 8. CMU Eagles, even at 38 points, I think they're secured. They dropped 1 position to trade with Bethany Bison, but remember, 38 points statistically, and especially with 2 games to go, should be fine. Right now, the race for the top 8 is still on. Roosevelt Lakers with a 2nd place finish will jump up too, but Missouri State, Fuel Esports, and IUI Varsity Jaguars are beginning to fall. IUR Varsity Jaguars are really riding their coattail of that 2nd place 17-point game. Teams like Anna Marie, UMT Maroon, even West Point with 2 games could very easily jump up to that 27-point margin and take away the chance of finals here. Now, 2 games to go, and we'll finish this one off on Storm Point. Let's make this one a simple one. Will Anna Maria College be top 8 after game 5? Yes, no. You guys got 5 minutes on the board. I'm betting Glorp wins these. Is there actually someone named Glorp? No, you tricked me. You tricked me. Not a single Glorp. By the way, welcome back, Geeked in the Twigs, though. And JD Vance, I never said welcome back. You came back on the TikTok. I know today's a little bit more of a chill stream, but hey, I still appreciate having you here. All right. 2 more games to go. Top 8 walk away with a ticket to finals. 12 already qualified from regular season. We'll take a look at who might be delivering a packing blow. You my dog? Is there ever tournaments for people who aren't in college teams or high school teams? Yeah, of course, man. 100%. I myself host tournaments. I could probably host a little more. But yeah. There are also other, you can join leagues like Vesa League. Vesa, V-E-S-A. That is a competitive tournament for people that want to play just in general. If you like His and Hers, shout out to His and Hers. They run a community set of tournaments every single week, non-stop. That's all they do.
Looky here, got a bandit.
This is so sad. John Travolta play Apex Legends. Just awful.
RD45 here.
Probably a Valk ban after this match. Yeah. I mean, Valk is honestly really, really strong. If we talk about the bans up to this point, Gibraltar, that makes sense. Alter makes sense. Wraith makes sense. And yeah, even the Bang. I would have liked to see the Valkyrie go away earlier. But not a lot of teams prioritize playing the Valkyrie. Because you do have teams like Trine Apex Blue who are playing Ballistic Bloodhound Mirage. Now, no, I can't tell you why. I can't explain it or figure it out. But they are playing Ballistic Bloodhound Mirage. And you know what? I hope it works. By the way, it might not be a Valk ban. Could always be a Caustic ban. Or a Lifeline. A lot of teams are influenced by Fisher Esports, and they've picked up Lifeline over this split pretty regularly. Or Mad Maggie. Mad Maggie is honestly a great counter to a lot of the picks that you do see, so kind of good as good. That's an insane comp. It really is. MSJ Lions, they don't look as insane. Conduit, though, still a question mark for me in a lot of ways. And even the Octanes, after the nerf, they'll always make me a little bit unsure. For UNK Lopper, they don't have a lot of potential recovery position plays here. MSJ Lions, one good cross to this building, and they may find themselves another 2 KP to adorn their current scoreboard. Oh, Devious doesn't even realize. I do like the trade away to the Sniper's Cave there, and even Devious, as much of a surprise as that fight was, he does a great job dropping Smith in return there. And this could be UNK Lopper turning this one around. Pesky, a nice Octane pad play, an interior push with the EVA 8. I don't know if he meant to revive that one, but still, finds a knock on to Smith. Solar Fields with the response, and for UNK Lopper, the peak from Bacon Bunny on as that low of health is a choice and a half. Finally, Solar Flares versus Devious. There's a final melee. Will seal the deal and send our friends home. Bacon Bunny, Pesky, they were the first to get knocked, but they still managed to survive that. Why is the Yahoo in my Apex tournament? Sometimes you have to pray to the ones that matter most, FPS Aether. You're looking to rule the world. Yep. Trying Apex Blue, Raze, and the rest here. I don't think they're ready to eat the pudding that is Kaiser University. It's the type of pudding that makes you say, wow, this is Kaiser University, and they really, really, really suck to play against. Because they beat us. Anyways, that is a Mirage Ballistic Bloodhound composition. AJ, Milla, and Rays. I mean, at least they find the crack of one. Kaiser University, they're not done, though. Could pop on over to that high ground after a little reset for 460. If Trine ever decides to drop down and peek this, I guarantee you Kaiser gets the knock on them. All right, well. Trine back up to high ground as Anna Maria College Apex will get eliminated all the way out in 19th. I could probably just end the thing now. The answer is no. They will not be top 8. Kaiser University down to just Ursa Twan here. The high ground has paid dividends for the Trine University roster. And now with the revive on their way, you're going to be forced to Valkyrie up and above as the only difference maker from getting out of the fight here. Thankfully, because this is ECAC, you can Valkyrie ult right above somebody and not get knocked down. 18 squads remaining, though. It is still kind of tough to get nice revives without getting pressured.
That way, go.
Yeah. I like UL Apex Red. I like Penn State, but Penn State is already in finals, so I like UL Apex Red a little bit better. If you're asking how Penn State are already in finals, it's their varsity squad. That's a good lifeline ult. That'll slow him down for a second. UL could still peek this. Better see some murder from Death Itself. Waffles, you've missed the murder. Death Itself's been doing great today. Oh, here it is. PD first steps up for UL Apex, 77-66. This man does not miss. Death Itself, though, gonna live up to the namesake. Just for you, Waffles. Yeon, Limerence, and a final knock to provide as well. That is a complete wipe from Death there. And you know what? He heard you coming. Heard you coming. Heard your doubts. Had to provide. I love this. You know what? I'm upset that Mad Maggie Ball did get the knock on Roosevelt Lakers there, because that pressure on the stairwell was just so satisfying. Just so good. Oh. Little drop from Roosevelt and stuck in the corner. They might have popped on over to the other side of that Catalyst door frame. Even still. St. Ambrose, Casper the Noob there, not even close anymore. Already out towards the west, as most of our teams are going to have to keep moving and grooving. This could be that eastern pull towards Roosevelt Lakers. We could end out in the open just south of Semo and Cascades, or heck, maybe in some wicked world we're out in the river just ahead of Jurassic. You know, I doubted trying Apex Blue. I shouldn't have. They're doing well right now.
Rolling that way.
Wow. Right up to the edge of the zip line there. That is tough. Morvarian Cyberhounds. Sounds like some kind of sci-fi cliché death squad. Hey, my man Zinzadorf's gonna have a problem with you, Waffles, if you don't respect that. The founder of the Morvarian Cyberhounds, or the Morvarian movement, Zinzadorf. You're gonna have a problem. I'm not even kidding. You should look that up. You know what? I really appreciate the clean chase and finish there against CUW. That was just so nice from Semo. 2 easy alternator knocks, 1 follow-up on the beam. We say goodbye to IU Varsity Jaguars in the meantime. I liked that. That was good. All right, I'm just gonna ASMR cast for a little bit. We're gonna golf cast. UL Apex Red. Taking their time out of the gloom here. Bethany Bison does a great job really respecting a lot of that zone control of UL and just forces them back. Can't get much better than that. Love the gatekeeping of Bethany Bison here. Now, Missouri State, it doesn't get much better for this roster. For Fuel Esports, they've got the numbers advantage, currently 3-2. They will be forced to try and figure out where MSU is going for now, but it doesn't look like it's a hard problem to solve. 13 squads remaining as Trine Apex will try and control that northern side of zone, but the Morvarian Cyberhounds are quick to pounce on the competition up north there. Could see a little repeat from CMU Eagles if they want to rotate out through that western side, but give them time. Give them time. Well, Bethany Bison were the gatekeepers of Lagoon there. Or were maybe even being gate-kept, but for UL Apex, I can assume they might have Valkyrie ulted over to get them into the Jurassic area. I don't know if they know this zone is heading towards the north, but they're going to learn fairly soon here. Still, though, nice Mad Maggie ball with the thermites to go with it, a burning flare or two from that ball. And Bethany Bison, while they take the brunt of that damage initially, they're going to put just as much in return into UL. A little quick peek, though, on the TK Bird, and it is PD first. Knock a 1 before done, and Bethany Bison a 2v1 on the run. I like the stick of the lifeline. Get that tactical out there. Death itself. Final remaining member for UL Apex, and the only saving grace is that Bethany Bison, because of that knock, has taken quite a bit of time and has failed to get a couple of those full thirsts there, but PD first is inevitable, and Death itself is quickly taking a tour out to Jurassic. Bethany Bison, though, just as fast, and I don't think this rotate was quick enough. A little zip line there in the Hemlock, as clean as the beam can be, is not enough to put away UL, but who knows what exists on that western side of Jurassic. UNK Lopper and West Point are the answer. The entire exit out through the Jurassic Tunnel is still very much available, but for UL Apex Red, they're going to take their chances with the evac tower, and this time around, it makes a good decision to jump off it there. Nike Mai would have finished you off had he continued up that zip line. UMT, Semo Apex, and Morvarian Cyberhounds. Those are the only zone-oriented teams right now. The rest in the next 9 seconds have to present themselves in a darn good position for a final finish here. I like UMT's position the best, though. That high ground spot can very often convert here into a late game high ground compared to the rest. Shakespeare. What did I say?
Enemy there. Target spotted. Far.
Is it because I rhymed? It's because I rhymed. You know, sometimes we like to rhyme. And sometimes, like right now, we just like to hang out. Now, the majority of our 11 squads have survived here. TK Bird, currently one of them that doesn't survive alongside it. Instead, the Bethany Bisons struggle to find their confident rotate out of the Jurassic area after chasing down teams like UL Apex, and with one final push there, I can imagine we might be saying goodbye to Bethany Bison fairly short. It is Fuel Esports Apex who were on the primary fight that ended that one towards the southern side of zone. For Trine Apex Blue, AJ on the ballistic, little Mirage on the other side of the equation, and woo! As well as there are those ultimates for bamboozling the foozles here. A lice peek from West Point is enough to send you to the grave, hopefully. Get the full thirst there while you can. Take it to the edge of zone, and Wizard will still get that shield swap before AJ really only has a single breath left. Roosevelt Lakers are happy to take it away, just like the women in my dreams. Hitbox, Unknown, and Jip. Currently that high ground right above Kaiser University Academy here, and they're going to have to share the building, much like most high-density households. Not a lot of choices. Fuel Esports, they find out that this building, though, is just right, as Goldilocks would say. UNK Lopper here, trying to fight their way into Semo Apex right now. They're currently holding out that western side on its close, and, well, Novak's got at least the first take to punish a lot of these late rotating teams. You can see the tail end of UNK Lopper is, maybe about to find themselves struggling. For CMU Eagles, though, they were able to sneak on by, and they'll turn their attention to the inside of the Fuel. Fuel Esports against the CMU Eagles are struggling. That mobile shield is down to protect the light reset for being chilly there, but they've lost a huge chunk of their building to the Eagles, and now they don't even have to worry too deeply about Semo Apex finding the CMU Eagles. So that is a fight that can be completely self-contained. We are still going to play up above there. The Morvarian Cyberhounds have snuck in below UMT, and maybe with a nice break against that Caustic could potentially get a wipe against them. PK for the 33-36, mobile shield alongside it. 100 as the gas fails there for Slime, and the full thirst to go with. It's a bit rough for our kanji character friend. Instead, Newcastle resets for UMT Maroon will make the difference, and Slime is healthy. Something I would say to my daughter after getting her a base of PV or PVA glue and maybe some shaving cream. Morvarian Cyberhounds, though, they're happy to keep trying this one, and honestly, I wish they would have stopped. A full thirst against Evil Car, and UMT Maroon is just as quickly dealing with issues from Army West Point, who have decided to peek this from that secondary high ground, and Fire Hazard will get a knock on to Nike Mai. So we've got a 2v2v2 here as a Newcastle reset for White Rice on the outside of that door. We'll get them back into play as they continue to try and push through the mobile shield. That will be. That's it for Floofers, and more importantly, Fire Hazard there up above, and UMT Maroon, that is your Newcastle out, which is most of the time supposed to be your quick reset. Slime just as quickly, and with one final peek. I loved UMT, but they just couldn't quite hold on. Congratulations to West Point. They'll take away the building as CMU Eagles play the north. Semo's got the west, and the rest of our teams are going to have to fight for a position in. Now, granted, this is not a great spot up above. A couple of final beams there, and that is it for the CUW Eagles, the CMW Eagles. Semo Apex Legends Ruby will now turn their attentions towards that western side, and they get to do exactly what they just provided on that other Newcastle wall. More infinite ammo, a more or just burst of two, and CMU, they'll get their full thirst as the competition for the high ground of this building is already won by Roosevelt Lakers, but between the Morvarian Cyberhounds and West Point down below, that's a fight of its own nature. West Point will reset their castle wall on the interior as the Morvarian Cyberhounds, I don't know what they're up to. They're stuck as a duo, and there is not a lot of options for them. CMU Eagles. We talk about Floofer and Stingray struggling at the edge of the castle wall here. We're down to just one remaining in X-Ray Paladin. Semo could extend this a little bit further forward as Roosevelt Lakers, they're trying to burn through a mobile shield there to send more variant out as a duo rather than a reckless revive trio. Realistically, Semo Apex Legends Ruby will be guaranteed to survive to second place for this game. But the question of whether they beat out teams dropping down like Roosevelt Lakers is still very much a question. Zendikar, Zephyrcast, 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 Zephyrcast. That is my name. Well, X-Ray Paladin, I like the shield play right into Semo Novak. Gonna be caught by the gas there, and the revive for Semo Apex Legends Ruby is just as quick. That is still, though, CMU Eagles alive here, albeit cusp of zone. Not a lot of time to climb that wall, so with one last peak play, I can't imagine X-Ray Paladin is long for this world. Granted, top 5 is still oppressive, and behind the rampart walls will be the little bit of safety that they give themselves. One final nade there, and that nade will be what finishes off X-Ray Paladins. For West Point, Morvarian Cyberhounds, and Roosevelt, it's time to answer who will be our high ground survivor. A big problem ahead is Semo Apex Legends Ruby's probably the best team to survive all of this. A little Ash teleport right down to the low ground, and just as quickly, they've got the missiles for the full send finish. That's going to be, I believe, the Morvarian Cyberhounds out of the picture. Couple extra drops, and I don't think Semo Apex can finally deal with the last remaining teams that are up above. Morvarians down to 1, and with one little peek, this is looking like an Army West Point victory. All they need to do is find that Valkyrie, lay it in just a little bit longer, let the zone finish the job for you. Congratulations to the Army West Point. It was a very clean win, and from the inside, they really earned that one. Took that one away from a couple of our squads, and they really had to fight to do so. UMT was one of them, and they were not able to get to that final position, and it was because of the West Point here. So let's take some time and look at our scoreboard before our last game of the day. Remember, top 8 teams will be moving on to the ECAC finals, and this is your last chance to put up the points that will get you there. Now, I asked chat before this game, will Anna Maria College be top 6 after game 5? The answer is no. Currently at 20 points, they are actually, we are currently struggling to get the reload on this scoreboard, and yeah, no, even worse than that, they are now 12th. Well, let's get our final prediction of the day. Who wins game 6? Will it be Kaiser? Will it be UL Apex Red? Will it be Bethany Bison? Will it be CMU Eagles? Maybe Bethany? Maybe Roosevelt? How about Army West Point? Or maybe even Fuel? Or MSU? And, you know, just for posterity's sake, how about someone else? 5 minutes on the board. Get your bets in. With Army West Point's win there in Game 5, their 25-point finish has taken them from 15 points in the bottom of our lobby to 40 points, which will very likely guarantee them a spot in our final top 8. Now, Kaiser, UL Apex Red, Bethany Bison, CMU Eagles, and Roosevelt Lakers, and even I would say Army West Point, are safe. Right now, Fuel Esports is on the cusp, albeit if they put up just a little bit more points, they should be all right. The real competition is between MSU, IUI Varsity Jaguars, Semo Apex, UMT, Anna Maria, or any one of these teams like UNK Lopper or Morvarian who could just have a remarkable final game of the day. The cutoff is currently 30 points, so even an 18-point finish for teams like Shrine and CUW is very much possible. Granted, I'll do my best to keep track of the teams that will go out early here as we work our way through this next game. Our final one on Storm Point. And yes, as we predicted before this last one, Valkyrie will be banned. Delicious. Taking the time to just check things out. Did you see the Peanut X Jinxie stream? I did. It was very nice. Albeit, Peanut is actually good at Apex Legends. So that's not like... Peanut played Apex for quite some time. So Peanut is just objectively... It's a little different. Jinxie is fun to see because it's Jinxie and he's getting fresh. Peanut, it's just fun to watch because like he actually knows what he's doing. And so Jinxie, once again, is getting carried. So, kind of crazy. Well, are you streaming both of the days for LCQs for NECC? Probably not day one. Peanut isn't that good. He's not like pro level, no. He's not even like high level. But he's not Jinxie level. And so, I will say, just being not Jinxie level is going to mess with the SBMM. Or whatever it's called. What is it called? It's called EBM. It's something with an E in it. He hit Pred in Season 3 and 4. Yeah, I mean it's Season 3 and 4 Pred, but... Well, last game of the day here before Zephyr gets to go play Roadcraft for the next 5 hours. That's right. A little Roadcraft to end out Zephyr's evening. If you haven't seen Roadcraft, it's a great game. It's very calming. It is awesome. You just build roads all the time. Not even good ones. Well, if you checked out that scoreboard here, the few teams that are still left alive that can jump in to the top 8 is IUI Varsity Jaguars, Semo Apex Legends Ruby, and I would say even all the way down to Penn State Apex if they have an incredible game. Realistically, though, MSU is going to slowly expand that point score. It does look like CUW Apex have decided not to play. At 12 points, they do not want to try to put up the 18 that would get them to finals. They have given up. I'm going to pull up the scoreline on my phone so we can get through this last game with that information all available for you guys. All right. Top 8 move on. The rest will fail. Right now, Kaiser University, UL Apex Red, Bethany Bison, CMU Eagles, Roosevelt Lakers, and even Army West Point in your top 6 are very likely secured. In comparison, oh my gosh, Dead. How'd you find me on YouTube? Wait, that's crazy. How you been, D-Dead? D-Dead, I haven't seen you in a really long time. What have you been up to? That's actually crazy.
Antagonist over there.
Hey, how's the games going? I was here around for Octane. I forgot about ECAC. Is ECA more so regional? Yeah, I would say a lot of schools, their actual programs compete in ECAC for the like overall sports program that they have. And so esports is a subsection of that. And so they have a smaller esports program. They say might as well. No. Bacon Bunny caught out there, and I mean 1L as well. MSJ, they got quite a bit of a chase if it means getting into that top 8 alongside teams like the UNK Lopper squad. Still though, MSJ continuing to catch this one out very, very easily here, and with one last burn, that's probably going to be a runaway that, ooh, with the Revenant, you're very likely to catch a little 50-45, and with one snipe in the air, UNK Lopper will be one of your first players missing. I've just been busy with IRL life, but I made some time for a goat. It's nice to hear. I've been really good, D-Dad. I hope you've been doing well. As much as I would say that. I don't even know how to say that. Yeah, I hope you've been doing all right. I've just been... You're tuning into kind of like the back half of the collegiate season. One of the slower days. We're just watching ECAC right now. But I've been doing a lot of collegiate casting. It's been really successful. I've streamed more in 2025 and 2026 than I've ever streamed in my entire career. And it has been awesome. In that time, I've almost doubled my Twitch followers and all these other things. And just like, I don't know, I'm talking about the success of it, but it's been really fun. It's been very cool. I enjoy it. Now, 17 squads remaining tells me that I missed somebody in the kill feed while I wasn't looking. For MSU Maroon, they are the cutoff right now. Currently at 8th overall at 29 points. If they lose this, that would be all said and done for them. But instead, they're going to take out Semo Apex Legends Ruby down to just Novak. There goes my points. Bethany already died. That's the other team. But Bethany's at least secured for finals. Nice, that's amazing. Thank you. I hope you've really been well, genuinely. I enjoyed hanging out with you. All those streams. We should keep growing, King. I'll do my best. I think I've reached a little bit of a plateau here. I think I need to release more content regularly. Means getting past that. I average like 30 to 40 CCV. I think the only way I can get past that is just like keep putting content, keep meeting new people, and just, I mean, every person you meet for the very first time is another person that might stick around for the long term, you know? And so the best thing I can do is just keep basically marketing, advertising, marketing. And the dream is one day that this just completely supports me 100%, no casting gigs, nothing. Albeit, I'd like to keep casting. I do love casting. Thank you. Wish you the same. And yeah, I'll try to keep joining more streams. Hey, sounds good. Thanks for supporting the YouTube side of things. I don't, it's usually pretty dead on the YouTube side. Twitch side's where it's at, but YouTube's a little dead. Man, I hate that kill feed is struggling right now because there's so many teams that have already been eliminated that I just can't tell you if they're still going to make it or not because Killfeed's not picking up on it. MSJ, you know what? They are currently all the way at the bottom with 9 points. MSJ would currently need about... To overtake teams like MSU, I mean, they need an absurd game. They need 20 plus something. I'm a YouTube frog, always have been. Oh, who knows? Maybe you can start to cultivate the YouTube side. Thankfully, my combined chat is working today, or else I would not have seen you.
Let's move.
UL Apex Red, I'm not worried about them. They're in second place. They're honestly just competing for seeding right now. Penn State just behind them will find PD first. And for Penn State, they are a team that could potentially pop on up here, but they need just as much that kind of 23, 24 point game to get them into the top 8 here. And a starting wipe against UL Apex Red would at least be the first portion of that success. Problem is, PD First is already teleported out and away with the support of that Ashe there, and they're good. They stick the revive, they're clean. UL Apex Red, they know what they mean. There's going to be the Octane pad play, and it has definitely turned into a kill race here for the rest of this lobby, trying to fight for some of the last options available. I mean, I'm really rooting for MSJ because they've already started with 2 wipes. They still need... I don't know. Or no help with YouTube, do let me know. I'd love to help you out. In what way? Do you mean editing? If you mean editing, I'd cry. That would be amazing. I make shorts right now on YouTube, and they do actually kind of okay. I'm kind of pleased with how well the shorts do. But I do need... Oh, man. I gotta make long-form videos. I struggle. It's kind of stupid because I can sit down and make like shorts really, really easily, but like making a 10-minute, which is just like 10 shorts, impossible. Impossible. Woo! MSJ Lions, my dream of seeing them succeed. It's got to start with Benjamin Netanyahu getting these knocks here while he can. Smith is able to get away, but Anna Maria, they're just so much more healthy on the exchange. Just Jaw. I mean, the only saving grace is that Smith was able to get out alive, but even for them, that is a struggle. Now, for Anna Maria, they don't need a lot to overtake some of these final squads here. They're currently at 20 points. MSU Maroon before this game was at 29, so that's a 10-point differential to get into the top 8. That's not a hard thing. Problem is, MSU did pick up some KP, and they are center of zone. So that is going to climb against you, and there are a lot of teams that are still in it above you. Semo Apex Legends Ruby, most notably at 27 points, is still in the game. And the longer they survive, the more likely that they will overtake you. For the Army West Point, they just won our last remaining game. They secured themselves a spot in the top 8 here. And you know what? They'll take away some KP. How come you don't post VODs watch parties on YouTube? Every single VOD slash YOD, every single VOD and watch party is on YouTube. It's just on the live section. You know that? Now, if you mean edited, like a completely edited VOD, that's a little different. Honestly, you can find all the VODs on YouTube. They're there under the live section. It's like my VOD storage at this point. But if it means like making an actual consistent long form VOD thing for every single stream, nah, I have not done that. How could I get my college team in this next time around? Next fall, look at ECAC, NECC, etc. Just take your time and contact Octane or one of these organizations, find your full registered roster team, and just sign up. It costs a little fee depending on the league, but especially if you have a student esports program, they should be pretty familiar with that already. Hosting lives takes so much time. Yeah, I mean, it's not that much time. It's 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours consistently almost every single day. And throughout the rest of the day, I'm either working on making shorts, because I think those get a lot of really nice outreach, and I've met a lot of great people through them. So I focus on getting shorts out consistently. And then anything else I need to handle with like just scheduling tournaments, putting together new ideas, contacting people, and also, of course, working gigs. We are in Octane. How's this different, if you don't mind me asking? Sick by birth. This is ECAC. It is more regional towards the eastern side. It does not have a prize pool. I want to make that clear. There is no prize pool for ECAC. It costs like $1,000 something to join, though. If you ever wanted to get into it and need editing help, let me know. I'd love to help. Maybe. I mean, the problem is I just can't offer anybody anything right now. You know what I mean? It's like I'd love to do some stuff, and editors is an awesome thing, but I just genuinely, the rate at which videos need to go out and how they need to go out is so much work. It's not like I would basically be committing someone to slavery pretty much. Shout out to Anna Maria. I mean, getting this full wipe, these KP, this is enough to get them into hopefully the top 8, racing against some of these late game squads. The CMU Eagles, that is also the top 4 team in the lobby right now, so you're taking out some of the more competitive rosters if it means getting you there. Problem is, they're taking a lot of their time. Penn State Apex White will get dropped, and that'll be it. I think an over 100 stream idea list, so if you need it, I can send it to you. I will say the streams themselves are pretty successful, especially covering like the college stuff, so I don't have a ton of problems there, especially because most of the time I just spend it casting, and they do really well, genuinely. So stream ideas, I don't think I'm struggling with. For me, it's just getting more people, we'll say, more people knowing it. It's outreach, right? I've met so many wonderful people from TikTok and some of these other platforms, and a lot of them have become reoccurring fans. The best thing I can do is just continue doing that again and again and again and again. Meet a new face, convert them to a fan, do it again, and then convert them to a sub. And then over time, once you get to about like, you gotta get pretty high. Because even, you need like, oh God, you need a lot. You need a lot of subs. Kind of annoying. Like even 400 subs consistently is like where you want to be at. Of course, DD dead. I'm happy to take a look whenever, though. Oh, man. Anna Maria. I wish we could see the kill feed. They apparently just lost it to either Zone or the like. UL. I mean, a couple of these teams are already secured. Fuel's already good. UL's already good. MSU's already good. Kaiser's fine. Semo Apex is the closest. Right now, Semo Apex Legends Ruby, before this game, was at 27 points. Problem. They are currently, I mean, they got a lot of squads ahead of them that are picking up points, and that's going to make it hard for them to surpass. But hey, a death of the UMT Maroon Apex roster is always a nice way to shore that up. That'll be it for UMT, and that keeps it set and settled. Is that MSU Michigan State? No, that is Missouri State Maroon. Michigan State does have an Apex Legends roster. At least they did last year. They just weren't too great. So I don't know if they field one anymore. Well, 7 squads remaining, and I am pretty sure every single one of these 7 squads, except for Semo Apex Legends Ruby, is currently in the top 8. Yeah, Roosevelt's good. Fuel is good. UL Apex is fine. Fuel Esports is right on the cusp, but they are top 7. They are good. Kaiser's good. Nice. I might try to get SSC in here next semester. What is... Yeah, MSU Maroon is number 8 right now. Semo Apex Legends Ruby is really the team that needs to outlast all 6 of these other squads, and honestly needs to get KP while they do it. They're currently 2 points behind MSU Maroon, and MSU Maroon compared to Semo has actually wiped 2 rosters right now. Now, granted, they could still potentially take one away from the Fuel Esports, but they are also still here. I don't know. It's going to be a really tight cutoff, and for Semo Apex Legends Ruby, if they don't win this game, it's over. They have to win this game to get into the top 8 right now. Sick by birth. If I could recommend a different league to you, I would look towards Play Versus or the NECC leagues as well. Both of those are prized competitions with PCL is a little bit expensive, but NECC especially right now, that is a very good format. They have a LAN in San Antonio at the end of finals, and they have a $5,000 prize pool. I'm more than happy to recommend them.
Enemy close.
Check that fool out. Subject spotted.
Oh, 7 squads left. 210 there on the West Point from Kaiser University. Sadly, because it's so far away, that should be West Point still able to put themselves back together. The pieces that'll be, I think they are fine.
The enemy stands before us.
Mosey on over there. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted far.
Real close.
Who just messaged me on Steam? I think someone just messaged me on Steam. I think I'm going crazy. Well, 7 squads remaining. Dead, you are right. As chaotic as it will be, it's time to move in here. Even Missouri State don't get the chance to punish these late rotates. UL Apex Red, they've got the scan from the other side. Gas trap to burn, and there's going to be the 83 damage down on Flesh. Stuck in the corner, nowhere to go. A re-knock on the hitbox, and just as he pulls out the Kraber, PD first will be thirsted. Semo Apex Legends Ruby, they've gotten these knocks, and they're more than happy to try and thirst the rest here. Remember, to catch up to MSU, they need to get as much KP as possible here. Little reload. There's UL Apex will be caught by 1. West Point is just above this pillar, and that's going to be a couple wipes for Semo Apex. MSU, that needs to be the next focus here. If they go out in 4th overall, that will guarantee that Semo finishes higher here with higher placement. Problem is, though, I still truly believe no matter what, Semo has to push this to its limit. It's 2 extra points for a top 2, and it is a guaranteed extra 5 placement points for a first place finish. Problem is, you got to do that with the best team in the lobby still alive. Kaiser University Academy, #1 overall with 70 points. Semo Apex has to do the unthinkable. They have to beat the #1 seeded team right now to get out of this one. And even then, I don't know if that's enough. They still have to overtake MSU's point standings. I like the choice of the altar play. Problem is, they need to, yes, get the crack to go with it and then pull for the ult. Pull for the ult. 99 is ready and reload, and this could be the difference maker. The Hemlock reload. I don't think he noticed. That could be what comes back to bite them. Wizard were knocked. 2 squads remaining. Kaiser University a drop of 1. One another to be found. And with Ursa Tuan on the other side, Semo Apex will sadly not win out this final game. And that genuinely could be the difference maker. Let's take a look at the scoreboard one last time here. Congratulations to Kaiser University. A well-deserved win. Did Semo Apex Legends Ruby do it? With 6 games on the board, Semo, albeit they jump up just a little bit, they had to have won that fight. 38-41. The difference between first and second is 9 and 12 points. That alone would have tied them with MSU Maroon. And then on top of that, the KP from wiping out Kaiser University would have also made the jump for them. What's even crazier is that MSU Maroon, by the way, before this game were at 29 points. They finished with 12 with 7 KP. Because Semo Apex Legends Ruby could not get as aggressive, we could not see them overtake. So sadly, There was no final successful finish for most of these rosters. Kaiser is going to be the benefactor of winning this last game. They win 3 games on the day. Pretty good odds there. That is a guaranteed 1,537 points for Atmos High. Yeah, that was tough. A very close moment there for Semo Apex Legends Ruby. Even Anna Maria College, had they managed to survive even further, their placement could have been enough with some KP because they had 10 kills that game. It was very, very tough. Shout out to IUI Varsity Jaguars. They started in top 8 today, but slowly lost it over time. They had a second place finish to boot, and they just never quite could catch back up. And on Storm Point, they delivered 2 1-point games. So a little overtaken there. And then, yeah, Missouri especially clawed their way back into it. They had several duds, and it was that last kind of bit of gameplay that was able to get them there in the end. All right, guys. It was a fun stream. I'm not going to raid. I don't think there's enough to really send over to do a little raid. But thank you for tuning in for ECAC. We are going to have Match Point next week, finally, with also the great teams that do represent ECAC a little bit better. But hey, congratulations to Kaiser, UL Apex, Bethany Bison, CMU Eagles, Roosevelt Lakers, Army West Point Black, Fuel Esports, and Missouri State Maroon. You guys will be joining those 12 rosters to compete in next week's finals. If you want to catch up with more Collegiate Apex this weekend, we have got the... What am I thinking of? This weekend, we've got the final LCQ match point for Octane. 1 team wins, 1 team books themselves a ticket to Cincinnati, Ohio, where the LAN will be hosted. And then, yeah, we've got LCQs for NECC next weekend. Zephyr, tomorrow, might try casting some Pro League scrims. See how that goes. Other than that, congratulations, Ursatuan. Great day today. Kaiser, you earned it. And I can't wait to see how the rest of it fares for ECAC. Thanks for watching, guys.